This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
Hello, Tobin.
How are you?
I'm on the road to recovery. Post Jimmy.
It is post Jimmy. We are in the post
Jimmy
era now.
It was a traumatic ending to a lovely relationship.
Yes.
I'm more than sure at some point in the future we can be friends, but not now.
No. Right now we need space. Space and time. Space and time.
Right.
We have until March 25th when they return. Right now.
And then had to fight for them ribs this morning. I was at the store at like 7:30.
Jeez.
Line was ridiculous.
Yeah, it is officially over. The Jimmy Butler trade goes down last night at around the second quarter. We'll get to your headlines here, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock with the T1, the Taos, and the Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Frog Boy is out today. We got Steven Gonzalez here producing the program. Hello, Steven. How are you?
What's up, man? Doing good.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You produced the Heat broadcast last night, or you were on the broadcast last night?
Yep.
What was the hubbub around the broadcast when this was all going down?
Well, I mean, we found out like right before halftime that Jimmy was gone. I didn't think it would happen during the game. Just made a lot of sense to postpone that to after the game. But hey, it happened, and it was pretty awesome to see fans interacting with the players on the bench.
Yeah, that was. Did you see that, Leroy? They learned about the Jimmy Butler trade from somebody in the front row. Kevin Love, Tyler Hero, and Jaime Jaquez. They were all like, "Hey, Jimmy got traded." Jaquez looked nervous. You know, what did he get traded with?
And that's why you have to announce it when it happens. Because even if the Heat wanted to wait, the news got out there.
Well, I think the big tell of it, honestly, was the Warriors. There was reports coming out of Golden State that they had started to be like warming up on the court, you know, doing their pregame warmups. And then, you know, when you go to a basketball game and you cover, there's a certain amount of time the media is allowed to be in the locker room before the game to talk to players. Mm-hmm. And apparently that had closed off, and all players who were warming up were pulled off the court, and everybody was like, oh, something's happening. And then minutes later, we get the Shams bomb. He is sent to the Golden State Warriors. Andrew Wiggins, a first-round pick. Dennis Schroeder, who then got routed to Utah for PJ Tucker, and Kyle Anderson.
Hold on. PJ Tucker's still playing basketball?
He hasn't been playing basketball in a year and a half.
Right.
He was on the outs with the Clippers. He also had a Jimmy Butler situation where he fell out of the rotation, but they didn't have a disgruntled PJ Tucker around. They just told him to go home. And then he was on Utah, but I don't believe he played for Utah either. I don't think. I mean, I'm not watching every Jazz game, but I think that was the same deal. Like, just wait until we find a trade for you. So, yeah, PJ Tucker's back. PJ Tucker is back. And the Heat, for the first time in a long time, they actually acquired a first-round pick, which I can't remember the last time that happened.
The funniest thing is all the trade talks that you were having for the last month all had the Heat sending a first-round pick somewhere, because that's what they do.
That's what they do. They just send assets out, and we're like, all right, what do we got here? You know, like they're always kind of scrounging around. They're like, can I pay you in crypto? Like, what could I, you know, like when they're trying to finagle these trades. No, the Heat got assets. They got a good player. I mean, it's not somebody I'm not making whale sounds for, but he does fit. I mean, Andrew Wiggins does fit. He's an
defense wing player.
Defense wing player, good shooter. Yeah, like he
averages 18.
Fills a lot of needs. A lot of needs. So I think all things considered, they came out okay. I know it's a little bit deflating because people had like Kevin Durant dreams in the middle of yesterday, and you have Windhorst who was on.
Well, he nixed that. Kevin Durant nixed that, didn't he?
Well, here's what happened. So apparently the Warriors were in on Kevin Durant. This is what the breakdown was of the behind the scenes. The Warriors wanted Kevin Durant. They apparently were trying to get Kevin Durant or convince Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was having talks with Steph Curry, and Steph Curry was like, I don't know, it's kind of frosty, dude. I don't know what to tell you. So yesterday, it was like, hey, Warriors Kevin Durant is dead. In the background of that, though, apparently the Heat, Suns, and Warriors were all talking about a 3-team deal that essentially would have landed Jimmy in Phoenix without Kevin Durant going to the Warriors, and the Heat getting Andrew Wiggins and stuff, right? And maybe the Warriors would have, or maybe the Suns would have ended other stuff. I think Windhorst has said that they would have ended up also with Kuminga. But Kevin Durant basically told him, I don't want to go to Golden State. Then there was like, I'd say a 45-minute window, at least in Rumorville. I don't know how long it was going on in the background, where it felt like the Heat were talking to the Warriors and the Suns, and were like putting their toes in the water on the Kevin Durant thing, but they probably would have had to give up a whole heap, along with Jimmy Butler, young guys, maybe Jovic or Ware. They could have also had to do a separate deal where they would have had to do like Royce O'Neal and give up other stuff. And, ultimately they decided against it, and they decided we're going to go back to the Warriors. From what ESPN reports, apparently Jimmy, after realizing Bradley Beal wasn't going anywhere, has had talks with the Warriors a couple times this week, because as soon as he gets there, what do you know? Signs his extension, 2 years, $120 million. So he gets his bag, and they negotiated with him. They pull the trigger on the deal, and this whole nightmare has come to an end.
I think it's the beginning and the end.
For him?
For the Warriors.
Oh, for the Warriors.
Because I just don't. The hardest part for me in this whole ordeal was the fact that Bubble Guts, ankle twist, out. And that leads me to believe one or two things. That you need to be 100% to play. And in the last year and a half, what you were getting out of Jimmy wasn't what we got the first 3 years. He was picking and choosing what games to be aggressive or not. And if you're going to have a star in your team, that dude needs to be the alpha all the time. And they try to hide it, and they say, oh, he makes winning plays. Well, scoring wins games. And if you look around the league, everybody has at least one or two of those guys. Mm-hmm. Pure scorers that can get you a bucket. Right? Jimmy can score. Right? But he's not a scorer. He's not a, dominant scorer. He can get 50 every now and then, but he's not that guy that's going to average 25 to 30 on a nightly basis, kind of like what Tyler's doing. Tyler's taking the reins of that, and he's going to be the aggressor while facilitating and letting everybody else eat, but he's going to be, that guy. And I think that's the part of it that I don't know if he can do it anymore. I don't know. And so I always had a little caution, or I was a little cautious about adding another year to that, with especially his recent behavior.
Yeah, especially with the recent behavior. And I think that it probably scared off something. It scared off the Warriors basically up until the Warriors got desperate.
Had no other option.
They had no other option. They tried the KD route. It didn't work. They were supposedly calling in on everybody. Zion Williamson. They were, I mean, I think the term has been used. What do the kids say? They were thirsty. Like they were going around.
By the way.
What?
Don't. No.
That's what they say.
No.
Kids don't say that?
No. Dude.
Steven?
I mean, yeah, I've heard that.
The kids do say that.
Yeah, it's not something
I would use. Damn kid, you a grown-ass man with 2 kids.
They said the Warriors were acting thirsty.
Hold on. If Tommy, Sophia came home and said, yeah, I got to get mine. I'm thirsty. You know what you're going to say? Get their ass out of that school. What you been doing? Right? You ain't going to say, yeah, that's what the kids are saying right now.
I think they will get like what I still don't know. I mean, because look, Draymond, this is a young man's league. Like I'm watching last night, right? And I'm watching Kevin Love. There was a point where Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, Eric Gordon, and Paul George are all there. And I'm like, Yeesh, this would have been amazing in 2014.
They just leaned on each other.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, you're watching Maxey and Hero
Oh
and
my goodness.
Jovic and Bam. They're all flying around. And
I used to think Maxey was a looter in the riot, but
no,
he can
although
play. Oh my
hey,
goodness.
Pella did a good job on him last night.
Yeah.
Pella did a good job. Made life tough.
Pella was a game changer late in the
He
game.
was. He was.
He hit that 3 too. That
Yep.
really kind of sealed the deal.
He was.
He's taking those Jaime minutes.
He is.
Jaime's building a brick house, so I could really understand why his head was on a swivel when they start talking about trades.
I do feel like Jimmy Butler though at the end, like does he like look his end game got to where he wanted to go. He got his bag.
Yeah, but lost $5 million in the process.
Yeah, but like, do you think like that'll get made up somewhere on anything? Because I think he actually ended up. I think he actually ended up. I mean, I know California taxes, but I think he ended up with more on the extension than even that he could have given him.
But here's the deal. Here's what's crazy about all that. $5 million is $5 million. $4 million is $4 million.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make it up, right? Because you gave it away to start.
Yeah, it's stuck in escrow. Even if you get it back in a year, it's still stuck right now. You don't get it right now.
You know what? I'm gonna have a hard time believing that the league is gonna reward a player for this behavior.
Agreed. I think that's gonna be a tough one for him.
Right.
I think it'll be a tough one for him. But yeah, it's over. I mean, like, look, I think the Heat, all things considered, I think they did okay. This is now out of their atmosphere.
They got another player and they got rid of the problems that they were dealing with on a nightly basis. Andrew Wiggins is not a, bad player, even though wasn't it LeBron didn't want to play with him?
Well, he was drafted number 1 with Cleveland. So he was the piece that it's funny because he's the piece that got them Kevin Love, and now Kevin Love and him are on the same team.
Right.
It wasn't like there was a lot of funny twists on stuff last night. Like Jimmy Butler and Jay Rich both got traded in the same deal. They were originally traded for each other. Right. And then you had Kevin Love is now on the same team as Andrew Wiggins, a guy that he was traded for back in Cleveland. And the thing with Wiggins is like, yes, he is not Jimmy Butler, especially in personality. I mean, like that was the whole thing back with them in Minnesota. It was probably they were so as opposite as it gets. But make no mistake about it. And I'm not saying he's raising the Heat to a contender, but this dude was the second best player and at times the best player on a Warriors team that won the championship in 22.
Yeah, that's why he got his money.
Yeah, he was really, really good. And was dealing, I guess, with some personal stuff last year that kind of derailed his season. But great point of attack defender, which is probably the biggest need on this team right now.
Right.
And is a decent shooter. So I think he's going to fit in seamlessly. And I'm excited.
Is he 30?
I think he's 29, going to be 30. Yeah, I don't know when. I don't know when.
Think about what you've also done. You've gotten a lot younger. And more athletic probably.
Mm-hmm.
So I see Spo, no offensive sets. Run.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah. So we'll get into it. If you guys want to call in about the trade, we'll hear from you guys as well. 305-567.
No cussing.
No cursing. I don't want to give Steven a heart attack today. So no cursing if you could, please. It's going to only encourage people to curse more.
Absolutely.
It definitely is. 305-567-0560.
You can't say it. What are you doing?
305-567-0560 if you guys want to get in on the Jimmy Butler talk. We'll take a break. 15 minutes of Heat is next. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. It's brought to you by Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, the #1 Kia dealer in all of Florida. Get the star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online, hollywoodkia.com. Miami Heat, they traded Jimmy Butler last night in the middle of their win over the Philadelphia 76ers. And they will have today off. They'll be back in action tomorrow against the Brooklyn Nets. Eric Spoelstra would not talk about the trade yesterday. There was some tiptoeing around that the questions. But Tyler Hero, this was him in the locker room yesterday, Leroy, talking about it's good to have clarity on the whole situation. Here was Hero.
Yeah, I think just clarity is what, everyone is kind of searching for at this point in the season. No one wants to be, especially on this team, our biggest, obstacle right now that we have to get over is consistency. So being able to, know your role night in and night out, obviously without injuries is part of clarity, is part of consistency. So right now we're just trying to all get everything in line and just continue to stack good days, and we'll find consistency in that.
Almost got him. Almost got him there at the end.
We don't even listen to what people say anymore. We just listen for mess ups.
Say again, that Leroy.
I say we don't even listen to what people are saying. We just listen for mess ups.
That's a fair point. The only guy who I think was sad about it,
Nico
Ovich. He loves Jimmy. This was Nico yesterday, who, arguably had his best game of the season last night. Of 23 points. He was 8 of 9, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block. He's 21. The kid is a stud. And this is what he had to say on his brate, Jimmy Butler, moving on to Golden State.
My brother, man, I'm going to miss him for sure. I think a lot of guys here will, and he's someone who did a lot for this franchise. He's someone who helped me so much where I'm not sure if I'll be here right now if there wasn't him, and I'm sad I have the same moment. I'm sad we're not going to see him anymore, but I'm really happy that he got what he wanted. That bag's kind of really big, and I'm happy for him, and I just wish him luck, and I hope I'll see him soon.
He will see him in March. The Warriors will return on March 25th to Kaseya Center.
Think he gets a hard foul?
Jimmy from Nico?
Somebody got to rough him up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I remember I played against a guy, and we used to talk trash, hung out and whatever. And one time I ran by him on the sideline. He tripped me. He said, "Ha!" That was
very mature.
Pre-game.
Very mature.
During the game. I get up laughing. I'm like, yeah, that's the closest you're going to get to me, bro.
Tahoe says, easy calling him a stud. He's had 6 good games this year. Slow down, Tillman. He has had more than 6 good games, dude. He has been incredible. If you're not watching him, that's on you. But Nico,
keep in mind, here's what you got to be careful with Spo, right? Sometimes these guys go 8-5 and 10-3 and whatever on 12 minutes. So now that he's getting 30 minutes and he's scoring 20 and 10 and 5 and all these things, don't make it sound like, oh, he just came to the party. And that's why, respectfully, Spo.
Respectfully.
Right. Same thing with Kalel. Everybody's like, oh, Kalel's really come on since. Every time you put him in the game, he was making stuff happen. Spo just doesn't, for some reason, Spo, he's kind of against young guys. He don't believe in learning on the fly.
Especially young bigs. Young bigs.
Oh, if you over 6'9" and you and you a young guy, you got no chance.
Let's hear from Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy?
Hey, man. I'm exhaling. I'm happy with this trade. I think people are underrating the trade for us because the value that Wiggins earns 2 times more than Andrew earned. And Jimmy Butler is not two times better than Andrew Wiggins is. And I think people are valuing that. We got the top 10 protected, but I assume it's going to land between 12 or 16 from the Warriors. So, and the Heat is good at drafting.
They are good at drafting, and
I'm happy with the youth movement. So I'm happy with this trade.
yeah, I think that look, you got to a point, and this happened really look, the Jimmy Butler era was tremendous and it was fun, but the window closed as soon as everything happened last summer happened. Once you couldn't get Dame and Drew Holiday ended up on the Celtics, and the Celtics turned into what they did, the battle was over, and it's unfortunate, because they got very, very close. Very, very close. But that's when the window closed. And you got to a point where the Heat had made a decision from where Jimmy was at, from a games played standpoint, and all the things that they feel like they let him skate on, and they didn't feel like they were getting the reward on it anymore.
Right. And I think that's kind of how the frustration came out with Pat, right?
Yes.
We only get 60 games of you a year, and you chirping in the background about what would happen if you were here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I could see how that annoyed Pat, you basically gave a player more than you've given any player, and it gets to the point where you feel like he's taking advantage and not giving you the return on you allowing some of these things to happen.
And the thing with the Heat is, even with the Durant stuff, I think the Heat had to ask themselves, all right, Durant is incredible. He's an all-timer. But even his team is floundering at 500 right now. Is he, again, it's a young man's game. So the Heat are going to be in a position right now where they got to develop their own guys. They got to see what Tyler and Bam can be as a duo. And then if there comes a point in a couple of years where there is the game changer, a Luka and Ant Edwards, that becomes disgruntled, then you got more. Now you actually have. This is the way the game is played now, Leroy.
Now you got pieces to make the trade.
You actually have picks. You can legitimately now
go
be in the game to go get guys. For all this other stuff, it was
window dressing. You really didn't have anything.
Yeah. So now the Heat actually seem like they have a plan and are setting themselves up for whatever the next era is right now.
Which is funny. Hey, Jimmy's gone. Your ass just moved on to the next one. Forget Luka was just traded.
I had 2 months. I had 2 months to grieve Jimmy Butler.
Just traded. Luka was just traded. And you already talk about the possibility of him playing for the Heat.
Or Ant. Old in Minnesota.
Hey, I'm surprised they didn't kick the tires more on De'Aaron Fox.
I'm actually not, though. I'm not. And he had a great debut last night. He had a great debut for the Spurs, but I'm actually not, because I think De'Aaron Fox is he's a really good player, but I don't know, as far as this team is concerned, you're adding another guard. You're going to have a small backcourt. What does De'Aaron Fox take you to? I think that's the question there. Obviously in San Antonio, they need it. You need that with Wemby. Derek Fulstra, hello.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
My message goes out to Andrew Wiggins today. You're going to need to make us play you. Don't expect to take away minutes from Rozier and Highsmith right off the bat.
You better take away those minutes.
Wait. And are we really fighting for Scary Terry minutes now?
He played a lot better yesterday, in fairness.
Yeah.
Hard to play worse.
Okay.
Leroy, if you have a problem with it, it's because you have an untrained eye.
I've been told a lot of things, but that I have an untrained eye. Please, Derek, help me train my eye.
From a guy who cuts up all of Spo's post-game sound, that was very accurate.
Not bad.
That was very accurate.
Not bad. We'll take a break here on the show. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. More to come. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. We take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to a little cat talk here, or a road to repeat, excuse me. A road to repeat brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Oh.
You got the chilled one?
No, I just grabbed it out of the crate, but still
chilled ones. I
Of
had
course.
me
Who
I have,
wouldn't choose
I have a
cold
cold
over
one.
not
I have
cold?
a cherry cola one in the morning.
I got that Galaxy vibe here today.
Oh, yeah. I only drink one a day. I know people that pound them like soda.
Yeah, don't judge. You got the Panthers back on the ice tonight. They're skating with the St. Louis Blues. That is an 8 o'clock puck drop for your Panthers. The Blues 24, 25, and 5 on the season. Panthers, of course, coming off a tough loss to the Washington Capitals after a White House visit. So they will try and finish off this road trip. Then they'll have one more before they head off into this Four Nations Cup. So that gets going tonight, 8 o'clock. You guys can hear that game right here on 560 WQAM. Panthers and Blues tonight as the Cats will look to bounce back. And that is your road to repeat, brought to you by Celsius. Smitty, what's going on, dude?
How you doing there?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Hey, it was nice to see my Heat and Panthers back to back last month.
Oh yeah, in Utah. What are they naming the Utah team, Smitty?
Oh my gosh, the Utah Hockey Club. It sounds like someone from the Hamptons named this team.
They're not changing
I
it to
don't get the
nothing?
name. It's just a terrible name. I can't believe this is the name you guys came up with.
Wow. All right. How'd you feel?
Hey, quick question.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go for it, brother. Go for it.
No, I was going to ask you, what do you think about the trade?
About time. I mean, wow. How long was this going to? I thought it was like a Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie divorce over here. It's like, come on, get it over with, guys.
Well, the problem is if they would have tried to get it done any quicker, this wouldn't have been an option. Keep in mind, this was the last. This is kind of what happens that last week of trade deadline, is that teams that want to make a trade have to settle, for the next best thing. And I think that's where they were with the Jimmy thing, because originally they were thinking about Jimmy Butler, and no, it wasn't going to work out.
Well, at least they did something. I mean, I like Wiggins. I think Wiggins would flourish with being in our system. I kind of looking already at the starting lineup with Wiggins starting in there. I like it. We'll see what happens. He's younger than Butler, so I like it. Hey, quick question on the two things I wanted to point out, and I don't know if you guys pointed out if you want. Bam, quit taking threes. It's messing up your two-point shot. You're working inside the paint. Do your job over there. Quit trying to – it's messing up your shooting this year. And the other thing is with the Dolphins, we need a new identity. Everybody rags me out here. Oh, you guys are soft, this and this. And I'm like, dude, it's a little hard to be a tough-looking team when your coach has got a Chia Pet haircut. I mean, come on. We need to be this is – all right, Smitty. I'm tired of being such a soft team, dude.
I'm sorry, Smitty. Bam, by the way, is
if they get to the end of a couple of games and they come in and run the ball physically, we'll get past that. But when you see these in the games and they're trying to get you with trickery and wide runs and this and that, football's not won that way, dude. It's not. Just look around the league.
You want to this was Steve Kerr yesterday after the game, busted up about losing Andrew Wiggins. He loves him some Andrew Wiggins. Here was Steve Kerr, the Warriors head coach.
Just an hour before the game. It's tough. You develop these relationships with guys, and they give you everything and commit to the team, and they've got families. Wiggs just had a baby boy last week. Girls in school. Wiggs is one of my favorite players I've ever coached. Just a beautiful soul, just a wonderful human being. And, we don't we don't hang that banner in 22 without him. Everything he brings every single day, the laughter, the smile, the joy, just a wonderful human being. And so I'm going to miss him. And the other guys too. I mean, Kyle is just the ultimate pro. Guy's one of the best professionals I've ever been around.
There you go. That is Steve Kerr yesterday after the game, broken up about Andrew Wiggins leaving his locker room. So
I felt that feeling.
Hmm?
They traded my boy, Metcalf.
Oh man,
We lived right next door to each other. We hung out every day.
who was new Metcalf?
Me. They ain't getting it.
You didn't try and replace him with anybody? A new best friend?
No. No, after Metcalf left, they signed Lorenzo White. So I played with Lorenzo White.
Yeah, that was
from down here.
The Kyle Anderson thing was the interesting part. He was supposed to go to Toronto, and he was supposed to get under the luxury tax, but then apparently that fell through because they went and traded for Brandon Ingram.
Yikes.
Brandon Ingram went to Toronto. So
Jeez.
you think there's no more major moves happening today though, right? Like it's
Who else? Who else could be
who
out
could
there?
possibly else go? That was a lot of movement for everybody telling me this new CBA. The thing was everybody had to get traded for one another. So we got like the NBA. I'm telling you, man, all this ratings talk this year, you got exactly what you needed because people love people moving to new teams. They love it.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that when you see how these situations play out, trade talks are just that, right? And when you hear teams are talking, everybody thinks that's where it's going to end up. We were, so caught up in Phoenix in the fact that, Golden State, the players said we don't want them. And you get a day before the trade deadline, and you go, you know what? We can work this out, right? Because you need somebody. And so if you do that a bunch of different times, throughout the league where a bunch of teams are talking, but there's really no rush until the 24th hour to actually pull the trigger on anything. So they just go back and forth to try to get a better deal.
Let's talk to Mo Skrilla. What's up, Mo Skrilla?
Hey, what's happening, fellas?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that the selfish bum is gone, man. He's a selfish player, man. I'm glad he's gone. That whole locker room could calm down and get back focused and play basketball, man. I'm ready for the new thing coming down. Wiggins and everybody. I like the moves. Let's keep on doing what they doing with the big fellas and the young guys. It's a young movement, man.
It's a youth movement.
Keep it real. It's a youth movement. You gotta keep it real. So Jimmy out of there. We're gonna get old Terry Rozier out of there, and somebody else. But I'm ready for I'm ready for the youth movement.
There you go. Mo Skrilla. Oh, sorry, Mo. You can call back if you want to. My bad. I thought he was done. It is a youth movement. That's what it is. It's a youth movement right now.
Well, I said it during the draft
that
in a 2-week period, they got younger and longer.
Yep.
And that's something they've been trying to do.
Wingspan, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. Somebody, let me see. I think it was Simon Sperling yesterday. He put out the wingspan now of the Heat from 3-4. And let me see if I got this for you. Hold on. Yeah. Heat front court wingspan. Adebayo 7'2". Khalil Ware 7'4". Wiggins 7 foot.
Yep.
Wingspan, dude.
Yep.
And then you got Tyler Hero, of course. He can shoot it though.
Wait.
What?
Like, wait. So the perfect body. That big wall picture.
With the arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your arm span, your wingspan should be the same as your height.
Yeah, I think it's shorter.
Really?
I think his wingspan's like he's 6'5", and I think his wingspan's 6'3".
Oh man.
Yeah. He's a known T-Rexer.
Dude,
It's
a
known.
wingspan of 6'3" is not. I mean, because of all the extraterrestrials, but
Yeah, it's not nothing,
right.
but compared to where you are, you're like, oh. It's like when they measure a QB, they're like, tiny hands, maybe bigger than the average, the average bear, but not.
I'm gonna just throw a random thought out there.
Mhm.
What's Kevin Love's wingspan?
I don't know. I couldn't measure it last night when he was facing the floor.
I'm just saying.
Came out of the
Maybe
game.
maybe that T-Rex thing is a intangibles thing. Because I can't recall. I can't recall somebody saying an intangible was 7 foot with a 7'6" wingspan.
He's got a 6'11" wingspan.
And he's 6'11".
No, I think he's a little shorter than that.
Okay. All right.
6'8".
Kevin Love's only 6'8"?
I think he's 6'8", 6'9", yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah, big debate about his height on the online. 6'10", but then he measured 6'7.75".
When?
I guess at the draft.
That's all right. That
They
guy
lied
can
about it.
rebound. Listen, when he got into the league, there was a couple things he could do. He could shoot the three, he could get to the rim, and he could rebound his tail off.
Crotty was crushing Tyler last night because when they brought Kevin Love in, because both Bam and Khalil got into early foul trouble, so they bring Kevin in, and Kevin gets post position, and he throws the ball up way too high, and John's like, He's like, Tyler, what are you doing? You have to recognize who's down there. It was a total fair criticism by John Crotty. Because dude, hit him with the chest pass.
Yes. Bounce pass.
Why are you throwing it up there like that?
K-Love is not leaving the ground.
Zach, what's going on, dude?
Hey, you guys can hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Togs, Leroy, Steve, hope you guys are doing well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, as far as with the Jimmy Butler situation, I feel like it's bittersweet. Everything that he did for the city back, lifting us up from 2019 to now, it's something that, we should appreciate regardless of how it ends.
Agreed.
Hope it could have ended better, but, I understand it's a business. They got to do what they usually do with all the other star players once they get up to a certain age. But, always be grateful, though. Jimmy did a lot, and, we wouldn't be where we are without him. So
I think Eric Reed said it well last night. And we'll bring you that sound of what he had to say. I think a man who has seen all of Heat basketball, put it really well at the end of the broadcast line with Jimmy's tenure as a Heat player. One more before we hit the break. What's up, Lance? Lance.
Yo.
What up, dude?
What's going on, guys? Good morning to you all.
Good morning to you.
Man, I think Mo Skrill is right, man. I'm glad that we moved on from Jimmy, gave us some good times, but it's a young movement, man, and even to take it a step further, man, I think we need to get Bam up out of here and get us one of them.
I don't like that. Get out of here. Too much.
Wow.
Too much.
Hey, man. Hey, first of all, you come up here with some crazy ideas and you say, hear me out. Then somebody else comes with an idea.
I can shoot it down.
And you hang up on them.
That's right.
Wow.
I don't like it.
Wow.
Sorry.
I'm not saying I agree with him, but okay. You already talking about the next whale.
Yeah, that's right. You watch Ant-Man. You heard him after the Luka trade.
We did have 41, 49 yesterday.
49, dude. 49. Did you see Darius Garland from half court?
Oh, yeah, 31 feet.
Sheesh. We'll take a break here on the show. Our Tua is next. Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to our headlines. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock with the T1, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. And last night, your Miami Heat, they win 108-101 over the Philadelphia 76ers. No Joel Embiid last night for the Sixers. Tyrese Maxey gave them 31, but took a lot of work. Took 28 shots.
Yeah.
Great job by Pella down the stretch. Swedish, Swede Dan Marley. Shout out to Dade South for that one.
Swisher Sweet. I gotta bring you a Swisher Sweet so you'll know what we talking about.
Sunday?
Yeah. I'll get one and give it to you. Then you'll understand what's up.
I do know what's up.
Okay.
I would say though, I think I would enjoy. I do enjoy Swedish Swish more because I like Swedish fish.
Of course.
Delicious. Bam Adebayo yesterday with 18 and 13. Tyler Hero, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Boy wonder getting it going for the Heat. And then Jovic. Wow. Kel'el Ware had 0 points, 13 rebounds. He had like 6 rebounds or 7 rebounds in like 3 minutes. It was crazy. Weird game for Kel'el. And then Spo was yesterday. He goes, he was talking about, I know everybody's excited about Kel'el and Nico, but he goes, Nico and Bam, fast. I was like, all right, dude. Don't act like you invented the whole time. You had to be forced into the whole time. Of course, the big news, Jimmy Butler has been traded by the Miami Heat. They traded him yesterday.
Instead of trading, can we say Jimmy Butler's no longer a Miami Heat player?
Yeah, whatever floats your boat. But in return of him not being a Miami Heat player, they get Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, Kyle Anderson, and a first-round pick. Now, the first-round pick is lottery or top 10 protected or lottery protected next year. I don't think that the Warriors are going to be that bad, but if they go in the lottery and they get a bounce of the ping balls in the top 10, then I believe it gets kicked down for a year. And then I think it's top 10 again. And then at 27, it's unprotected. So, but I'd have a hard time imagining they would get that lucky. So you'd imagine they're going to get that pick probably this year, but at the very least next year.
Right.
Get a little ammo. Good draft. They're good at drafting. Adam Simon.
Yep.
You think Adam Simon was probably like yesterday? He goes, "We got a pick? What do you mean?" Right. He probably thought he was going to get like the summer off. He goes, "We got an off summer. No scouting for old Simon."
By the way, it is pretty remarkable how well they draft.
I know.
And you know when they draft the worst? When they're up near the top.
Oh,
because you don't have any flexibility. Like
you are 100% on that, dude. They're too worst
because like you go with the 2 best players. If you have the second pick, you take the second guy. You don't really have to scout, and nobody's really got the stones to go to draft somebody other than those top 2 players.
I would say their worst picks over Beasley and Winslow over the last
Winslow, what was Winslow?
10. I think he was 10.
Okay.
He was a top 10. And then Shabazz Napier was a bad pick.
Yeah, but that was, what was he, end of the first round?
It was LeBron's doing. It was just
End of the first round, right?
Yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah, so I like when you get down to that, like we're good.
Somebody's saying Cam Whitmore and Gigi Jackson. Yeah, I'm not ready to put dirt on the Jaquez pick yet. Jaquez was great last year. I think he's looked pretty good these last couple of games. I like him playing his more physical, rugged style. I think it suits him better. That's his game. I want to see more of that from Jaime. I think he's another one like Bam. Like, the closer you are to the paint, the better. You mix it in every now and then. Obviously, when Bam gets that shot going, then he starts getting that three in rhythm. You mix it on up, cool. But Jaime's another one where, like, dude, he's not meant to be far away from the basket. He needs to be in the basket, shoulders into people, footwork. That's what he needs to be doing.
I mean, was he always this bad of a 3-point shooter?
He wasn't a good shooter in college. No, he wasn't a good shooter in college. Wasn't his thing.
All right. Well, he was he was a footwork guy.
Yeah, he said, I mean, his favorite players are Jimmy, DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, geez.
Kobe Bryant, like D Wade. He loves all those, those mid-range gods. Those are his heroes.
Right.
I'm not a big Jaquez guy, but he does give you some nice spin move and one layups that keep you hanging around.
Yeah, there just seems to be more of a force to his game lately. And I think he's another one. Like, it was funny, the meme last night of the trade, the fan breaking the trade news to the bench. The only guy who looked nervous was Jaquez because he's like, am I in the trade? You could legitimately see that on his face.
He thought he was going to be,
Hey, Jaquez, you just got shipped out for Durant.
Towel over his head, has to walk into the locker room.
Well, no, because guess what? He would have already been escorted into the locker room.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we would have known something was up.
Did you guys see at the end of the game yesterday, Kyle Lowry became viral with a meme? Kyle Lowry went up to Jimmy Butler, and take a look at this, Leroy, with their chattiness that was going on. And I gotta think this is about Miss Wilson, if I had to guess. But what do you think of what Kyle Lowry's reaction to this is? Wait till the end here, and you can see they're chatting it on up. I'm trying to figure out what Kyle Lowry is hitting with because
y'all serious right now? Oh, I see you playing.
What do you think? What do you think that was about? You think
I'm saying, hey, so hey, Lowry's like, hey, so what's up with you in Asia, right?
I think Lowry's known.
And he goes, are y'all serious now? Have y'all gone public? Or y'all still following each other? No, it's just a weird thing now. What? You can see the reaction. All right. Look.
Low dog.
All right.
Giving a congrats. You think maybe Bam dropped it? He goes, you think Bam's like Valentine's Day engagement? You think he hit him with a little scoop?
You think?
Is
Asia's not playing in the three
I don't think she's asked to. She just got a Nike signature shoe.
Right.
I don't think she has. Obviously she's not. She's at every game, so She's
when do they start? They start
right
like around playoffs, right?
Yeah. No, they start right after the women's season because that's the weird thing. Like, Kate Clark became a pro in 2 weeks.
Yeah, which is also when the playoffs start for the men, right? No, they have another
month.
Month.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's March Madness. So like April. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right as the regular season is ending for
man, kudos to Caitlin Clark. She played a lot of basketball her first year.
Yep.
Because she went straight from college. She was a pro in 2 weeks. And then goodness.
I feel like Kyle's known about Asia. I felt like that was a look like, oh, he dropped some news. He goes, went ring shopping. Whoa. Asia Adebayo.
No, keep your same name. They're professionals.
Yeah, you can't change the shoes.
They're not called are they called Asias or Asia Wilsons?
I would go with the Asias because that's a lot cooler. Wilson, I think of when you think of Wilson
Football.
in sports, you only think of ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tennis racket.
or a football, right?
Yeah.
Take a break here on the show. More shenanigans on the other side. If you guys want to hit us up, 305-567-0560. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody.
Whoa. What happened?
Hot tag, Vlad's in. Thank you to Steven for subbing in for the first hour today.
Yeah, he's gonna do that tomorrow as well.
He did a good job.
Good.
He did a good job. Nice job by the Rook. No hazing today for him. He did a good job. He's a rookie, right? Like, how long? He hasn't been here that long.
Nah, yeah, he's still
been like 6 months.
6 months.
Okay,
6 months.
yeah, he's still a rookie.
Yeah, I had to do a hit, so
Very good. Very good. Well, welcome, Vlad. It's good to have you here as we
it's good to be here.
react to the news of the day. Jimmy Buckets is a Golden State Warrior after some weirdness with Kevin Durant yesterday. How does Kevin Durant feel about all this too? Like,
Easy. He does. Listen, he didn't want to spin around the block. He didn't want to go
I
back
get
to the
that.
X.
I understand that. But just the idea that the Suns were entertaining. He goes, wait, whoa. I thought the plan was to trade Bradley Beal. What are we doing? Like,
he went in there and said, "Mm-mm,
What do you mean, dude?" And then it was like, it seems like there might have been like a Hail Mary moment there for the it was kind of like one of those Mike McDaniel 30-second touchdown drives, and you're like, maybe we should just take a knee here. And he goes, no, I think we can score from the 10. He goes, it's 90 yards, Mike. There's 30 seconds. We could do it. So there may have been some brief talks, but it doesn't seem like it was going. I actually just this was an interesting thing. Apparently, our Odyssey station in San Fran is saying that technically, this is the funny thing. It technically is a sign and trade, the extension. They had to sign. The Heat signed the extension with Jimmy Butler, and then are flipping him to the Warriors. So I think that's why it's not official yet. That's according to Tim Kawakami from the San Francisco Standard. And he does he hosts out there in the Bay Area on our Odyssey station out there. But that's hilarious. Jimmy's like, yeah, that's right. I got my extension from you guys. See ya. We're at number 10, by the way.
Who wore 22 there? Wiggins, right?
Wiggins. But
they could just switch 22s.
Jimmy switches his number when he leaves. He doesn't keep numbers. He always switches up.
I wore 33 my whole life, everywhere I went, till I got to Minnesota.
You didn't want to pay for it.
No, it wasn't even that. It was never even a consideration when somebody else was wearing it. And I could wear Chuck Foreman's number.
Nunya Buzz says, Tobes, you think Wiggs plays tomorrow, or does he need physicals and get him Monday by the game versus Boston? I don't know. I can't pretend like I know. I'm not really sure.
What do you think this trade is? 60 cents to the dollar
for Butler?
Yeah.
65. But here's what you have to figure out, and was my whole issue from the get-go, based on how Jimmy handled the situation. You could have got 100%. But with Jimmy's antics, there's a bunch of people that probably backed away and say, I don't want this. I don't want this. Right? So he, in effect, made his trade value 65, 70 cents on the dollar.
I think it's a little higher than that. Just because
I think it's higher than that because Andrew Wiggins isn't a bum.
Yeah, I think it's more like 80 cents on the dollar. Like, you're obviously not getting the better player, Vlad, so I don't want to act like it's even for even. Jimmy at his peak is obviously, the dude, but also you consider he's going to get now an extension into his late 30s, and the Heat did get a pick, which I it's a little foreign to me. They never get picks. I don't even know what that. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like, oh, we got picks. Well, that never happens. I'm like, when is the last time they got a pick in a trade? Right. I can't think of it. I can think of all the picks they've sent out for LeBron, Bosh, Goran, Jimmy, Terry Rozier. I can think of all those picks. I can't remember the last time they got a pick. So I think it was like 8. I want to say 80 because I feel like it's an 80 grade. I feel like it's a slight B. That's the trade to me.
It's a B.
Slight B, like a borderline B.
So it's like a C plus.
Nope. It's better
B
than a C
minus.
plus.
It's a B minus.
No, I don't believe in B minus and C pluses. A, B, C. It's a B. It's a low B, but it's a B.
It's like an 80.
It's an 80. It's an 80.
It's right on. Like
It's right
exactly
on the line.
on 80.
Right on the line.
Okay.
Right on the line. Because they got a guy not too expensive, perfect fit. That's exactly what they need for whatever the hell this team's gonna do. Probably be like 3 games over 500. And getting the asset, I think, is huge. PJ Tucker, I don't give any grade. That's basically like writing.
I'm upset with him, Pete.
That's like writing your name on the SAT.
He's taking over. Now he's the number one sneaker guy. I thought I was making my way as being the number one. Now here comes PJ Tucker coming back.
I think, but he's not going to do anything. I mean, him and Kevin Love are literally going to be on the bench together making fire memes on Instagram. Like, that's what they're going to do.
Heckling people.
So since this is the first time I've seen you both, welcome back from Vegas. Seemed like you guys had a great time.
We did have a great time.
Leroy, by the way, seeing yourself on the screen was the best thing ever. When they showed your sports reporting.
Hey,
and this one,
and he was. I had my hype man with me. Like I'm like
all the attention.
No, dude.
But you're the big whale guy.
Yep.
Many whales seem like they've been docked.
Yep.
In their bays. One big Slovenian whale and looks like he's going to be docked in LA for a minute.
Which, by the way, I'm glad you mentioned Luka because they showed video of him yesterday working out. I think he's making his debut on Saturday.
He doesn't look fat.
He doesn't look fat at all.
No.
At all. He looks terrific. I'm like, I'm going to tell you something right now. That Nico Harrison, he's going to need to answer for his crimes.
He's got Murgandes. He's got Grandes.
Hey, it all started with the beer incident.
Yep.
Okay, listen. I get what Michael Finley was. You don't want to, while you're talking to reporters, look like you're drinking the beer. So it wasn't like the weight issue type of thing. It was just the optic of it.
You don't take a man's beer.
But you really don't take a man's
beer. You don't take a man's
beer. But wait a minute. So if they win the championship, should you go around taking champagne from everybody?
No, you shouldn't.
Right. But they just won the Western Conference.
They just won the West.
Right. So you shouldn't take the beer. Like it made no sense. It made no sense. But
that's what I'm saying.
People are gonna look for anything. And
nobody wouldn't have said nothing to adults drinking after winning the Western Conference.
You do understand he's averaging 39 and 8.
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be.
Should have left him alone. I
supposed
don't
to be fat.
I really don't understand it. It's crazy to me.
What happens if
and we know on Saturday he's gonna drop like 45 points.
Oh, February 25th he's gonna drop like a 50 on the Mavericks.
I think they dumped. I think it was the Suns game, and they're picking up the Lakers game on Saturday.
Yes, the Lakers game against the Pacers is now going to be an ESPN game at 4 p.m. Eastern to see Luka's debut.
We got a weekend now.
And then the end of the month they play the Lakers play the Mavs. So, but back to the thing. Back to your big whale hunting.
Yep.
De'Aaron's in San Antonio and loves San Antonio.
Yep.
Luka's in LA.
For now.
He's in LA
for now.
People don't like leaving LA. I don't know what it is, right? I don't know what's wrong.
It ain't the Clippers we're talking about. We're talking about the Lakers.
For now. He didn't have a choice in that matter.
He said, "Oh, look, I got the ocean." Like
Nobody likes the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, dude.
You've never been to both oceans. You'll take the Pacific over
the Atlantic is the more superior ocean. Okay. More islands to go to.
Listen, okay.
Slovenians love Miami.
It's the only
island off the west coast of California.
So it's the big whale. You have to hope that the Minnesota Timberwolves continue to fall.
That's the guy.
That's the whale. That's the whale you always wanted, but that's the whale that might be available in 2026.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh, PJ Tucker
waived.
He has been traded to the Toronto Raptors.
At least he goes back to a team he's played for. Wait, why is Toronto grabbing all these people?
because they're getting expiring contracts.
No, but well, yeah, I guess Brandon Ingram, PJ Tucker.
Hmm.
This
is crazy.
This is Leroy. When's the last time the Super Bowl was hardly ever talked about during Super Bowl week?
I know. Trade deadline. Got him.
That's what happened. The NFL infiltrated Christmas, the NBA's Christmas schedule. The NBA said, "All right, we're going to infiltrate your Super Bowl. We're going to infiltrate your Super Bowl week."
Deservedly so.
I mean, even on Sports Center, they're at the Super Bowl, but all they talking about is
they're not even go. There was a time people used to get there like that Sunday night, the week before the actual game. Now they're great. They come in Wednesday and Thursday. It's like we'll come in and get out. It's like a quick in and out.
I also feel like it used to be like one of these things where like during the Super Bowl week, like people would actually have things to say on Radio Row, and it feels like everybody's just doing commercials now. You know, I know that's the deal. Like you always go on, oh, you're brought to you by Depends or Bounty or Tide or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's oversaturation. But anyway, here's the trade. The Toronto Raptors are trading Davion Mitchell to the Miami Heat.
Good guard.
For PJ Tucker, a second-round pick, and cash. So the Heat get Davion Mitchell to add to a little point of attack defense.
Well, that got to mean Terry is
wave.
You see, they went big on the defensive side with all these trades,
as they should.
Giving up
as they should.
133 to the Bulls.
As they should, dude. As they should. Wow.
Yeah, you lost to a Bulls B League team, so it was
Oh my god, that was so embarrassing. Been a lot of embarrassing ones this year, though.
I heard that you called out your man's.
Who?
You know who?
Spo?
The guy from Portland.
He deserved it. He deserved it. He knows he deserved it.
I love the way you're like sitting on the chair as king.
Bring me somebody who needs to be called out. Eric Spoelstra. Forgot how many timeouts this year, huh?
Why are you?
How much of a relief do you think these guys
Hey,
will feel?
why you mysteriously start talking like Bane?
I don't know.
Oh wait, when he went
from Batman.
Eric Spoelstra. You nearly adopted losing timeouts. All right, we'll take a break. Miami Heat make another trade. Davion Mitchell coming to the Miami Heat for PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker's got to be like, damn it. I thought I was going to be back in Miami. You can live here.
Wait a minute. It's not like he's gone from bad places. He went from LA to Miami to Toronto.
No, he was in Utah for like a hot second.
Yeah,
For
a hot
I don't
second.
know if he showed up. Maybe he showed up for a physical. But PJ Tucker put like the Undertaker meme on yesterday. He thought he was coming to Miami.
You know what's good?
Tough shit.
You know what's good? To go back to to a city you've already played for. It's like you might have a familiar home. You still might have homes.
I think he does live down here. No, I think he still does live down here.
Right, but he played for the Heat and he played for the Raptors already.
PJ Tucker hasn't played basketball in over a year though. So like, and he's 40.
I'll tell you what, Toronto is expensive. Toronto is like Canadian California.
Wow.
Canadian LA.
I gotta tell you something. Spo's got to be swaggering a little bit. He goes, I got defense. I got defense. Take a break. Back up to this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you rascals up until 2 here on the program. Going to get to the mixed bag here in just a second, but want to let you guys know we got our Slam Dunk in Vegas contest going on. You guys can win travel and accommodations for 1 winner and 3 guests to lovely Las Vegas, plus $20,000. It's easy to enter. Just download the Odyssey app, log in or register for an account, and list the WQM or any participating station each day for a minimum of 1 hour for your entry. You can do it every day to get an entry every single day. That's how it works. So you download that Odyssey app, you listen, you're doing it anyway. Now you can win yourself a trip to lovely Las Vegas. Travel dates are March 17th through the 22nd. And when in Las Vegas, stay at the Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas's premium sports viewing destination, and visit the biggest March hoops party at Stadium Swim. Again, it's a national contest. Guys are just tuning in. The Miami Heat have just made another trade. PJ Tucker's getting killed on social media.
Why? Because he's getting traded from place to place?
Because yesterday on his Instagram, he posted
the
the Undertaker popping out of his coffin. He was really excited to be back on the Miami Heat. And rats off a ship. They sent his ass to Canada for Davion Mitchell, who, do you know what his nickname is, Leroy?
No.
Off night.
Off night?
Off night. Because whoever he's guarding, you're about to have an off night.
Okay.
He harasses you on defense.
Okay.
Frog Boy would be happy. New Drew Smith.
Oh, man. So, Steph Curry.
Wow, that's funny. MacMan said the same thing.
He said the same thing. When
Same thing.
So Steph Curry, he has thoughts on the Jimmy Butler trade. You want to hear from Stephen Curry and what he had to say about the Jimmy Butler deal?
Sure.
Here's what Steph had to say.
We know who Jimmy is. We've been in 2 finals. He's a winner. I understand there's a lot of drama down there, and who really knows what the story is. We expect to have a motivated, committed, Jimmy that's ready to impact our team for the better. Got to work out the kinks of what it looks like, and I'm excited to get to work and kind of feed off the energy of something new and somebody that's obviously had experience at the highest of levels, has a lot to prove, in a new situation, and we're going to try to help each other do that.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't sound very enthusiastic about the Jimmy Butler trade.
Normal. Just excited to get things going, start the conversation, because hit the ground running. I don't know when we'll see him in person, but excited to get it started. He did. Yeah. It's a very pleasant message, ready to go.
I'm sure his message was dollar signs. He's like, I'm good, Steph. Let's go.
By the way,
what's up?
When you were doing your live yesterday, it was a great live. Everybody should check in Tobin's YouTube channel. I said, you could have gotten Jimmy for 2 years, 110. Why didn't you just give him 2 years and 110?
Why did they? Well, that was my whole point of it, because the Heat went at it like this, Vlad, and really wasn't even like, you're not even giving him 2 years because he already had a player option.
Right.
So essentially it was a 1 year, $60 million. That was the big quilt. But the thing is, I think the Heat were just at a point. They very clearly were like,
they were done with him.
We're tired.
But he was done with them too. So that's the question. Why did it have to get to this nastiness?
My theory of it is,
my theory is because of what Jimmy said when the season started.
Right.
Everybody was thrown off when he said, I know where I am. I know I'm not going to get my money, so I'm just going to go out and ball. And he said that, and everybody thought they were going to get a motivated Jimmy. And then he did the one-legged 3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lie to you. Why if I know I'm not gonna get my money?
I
don't
think
say it.
But I think it also happened, Vlad. Like, he had 2 bad ankle twists in the first. Like, remember, he missed a third of the season already before he started tanking and before he started blowing everything up to bits. He had already missed 10 games, and he played in a 30-game season. And he had 2 bad ankle twists, and I think he was like, I'm not putting it out for this Heat team that didn't pay me. I'm gonna make a stink. And that's why it all led to where it led to. That's what I think.
Here's the other thing. Pat's whole issue with Jimmy and with this team was, if we had some of these guys play 10 more games for whatever reason, we wouldn't have been in playing situations the last couple of years. And it worked out, but you can't keep having a diet of playing. And so what he said was, hey, we need guys to play more games, which I get it. So Pat is like, until I see you can play more games, I'm not giving you another $60 million.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that because Jimmy put himself in that situation.
And I think the Heat's standpoint of all of it was like, dude, we allowed all the special treatment. I didn't agree with the Heat being like, ooh, like them whining about it when this was all going on, because they allowed that. Like, that was D Wade's whole point of it. It's be like, you allowed that. But I think this idea that, they did all of that, and it's like, it's still not good enough because we didn't give you one extra year, and you're going to take everything, you're going to burn it all down to the ground. I think that was a bad look by Jimmy Butler. That's coming from somebody who was in favor of paying him. But it's unfortunate it came to that point. It's unfortunate that we're here. But it's over now. And I think that Eric Reed said it well yesterday. Like, he's going to go down as one of the best players of all time in franchise history, but it was ugly how it ended. History and time passing will help all of that. It'll ease it just like it did with Shaq. But for right now, it's frosty. But I think that, I think the Heat will still ask Andrew Wiggins, hey, pick another number. Let's not make it a thing. I think that he'll get a tribute video on March, because I think that the Heat like to uphold classy looks. Don't forget how bitter it was when LeBron left. Okay. Even with LeBron leaving on better terms because he was a free agent, it's still, I would say that hurt Pat Riley more than this did, because Pat Riley was ready for a fight on this. Pat Riley was blindsided with LeBron leaving, but they still did right by how he was welcomed back, all the pomp and circumstance, all that stuff. And I understand LeBron won MVPs and championships, but Jimmy Butler still had a very good time, and the Heat like to uphold appearances. I don't think they're going to be petty when he comes back in a month and a half.
The fans
I think they want to move on. I don't think they want any more bad blood.
The fans will.
Oh, Jimmy.
I don't think so, Leroy. I really don't. Because you give them a Goosey's montage, you could fool idiots.
Wow. Are you calling fan base idiots?
If you give a Goosey's montage, nobody's going to boo Jimmy Butler the night that he comes, unless they want to get booed. I don't know.
I'll tell you this right now. If he does 54-point Jimmy on you guys, the fans aren't going to be too happy.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, he never scored 40 in the regular season for the Heat.
Well, he'll drop 40 for the Warriors now.
We'll see.
Now that they gave him 121.
I mean,
a lot of money too.
He don't have to beat Jimmy. He don't have to beat Jim VP there.
He's gonna have to be
every certain games
on certain nights, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I understand that, but I'm saying
he would have needed to be less that with the Warriors, with the Suns, because they have Booker and KD. Like, they're gonna need Jimmy Butler to give them some punch.
Does he have it?
I don't know.
Over under how many? How long before Draymond and Jimmy get into it?
12 seconds.
Wow. Wow, Leroy didn't even give them a
because I can see it now. Hey, this ain't your thing. This our thing.
Yep. And I think, well, listen, very clearly the Draymond rub was a big reason, it seems like, why Katie's like, I'm not going back there.
Dude, you got to understand, like, the Warriors front office might have to look at Draymond as a perpetual harbinger for team players might not want to come to that team, because he's still apologizing to Jordan Poole's like, I said I'm sorry,
but he's got the, this is the thing that people don't realize, is that he's got Steph Curry in his back pocket, because he has screened and done all the dirty work for Steph Curry his entire career. So he knows he's Teflon. He's never going
he is. It sounds like stay hydrated, champ.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you need a screen set? I got you. He's gonna do all the dirty work. He's not going anywhere.
As long as Draymond ain't got to shoot.
They might have to.
First of all, he takes a day and a half to shoot a three. He got
Yeah.
squat. He got
He's
no
old. Come
jump.
on, Leroy.
He
He's
always
old.
did that though.
But now when you have the grades to show that you're old, it
Yeah.
looks worse.
Yeah, I would cut off all my facial hair if I was still playing.
So we just say that after this Mitchell trade, that Spo wasn't as impressed with Pella Larson's intangibles last night. I thought he did a good job on Tyrese Maxey. I did.
Yeah, held them to 31.
How about
On
Nico?
28 shots, though.
Yeah.
How about Nico?
Nico. I'm really happy he's not gone. I genuinely think this kid's going to be good. I really do. I really do.
He is good now.
Oh, I know,
By
but
the
I think
way,
he's going to be good.
Let me ask you this: why didn't Kuminga get traded?
That's a good question because I think the word was, this is what I think Windhorst said. He said that when the Durant thing died, they thought it was going to be, or when the Durant thing was still alive, excuse me, they thought that it was going to be Durant to Golden State. Jimmy and Kuminga were supposedly going to go to Phoenix. That was going to be their make good on losing Durant, and then the Heat would get Wiggins. So the only difference is they get to keep Kuminga, and they give the Heat a pick, and the Suns are left in the cold.
So we're 3 hours away.
Yep.
Does anybody get moved?
I kind of wonder about like they make a move like this, right? You're
think
going to put another guard in the rotation. One has to wonder, are they trying to like find a place for Terry? Now, who the hell is going to take him without you giving me a first round pick? That's the question. That's the question. So I don't know, though. I don't know. And I think that there's also going to be motivation that he want to get under the luxury tax, which I think they're like $5 million away. And if they can get under the luxury tax, because I think Anthony Chang said that, let me see what he said on Twitter, that this is going to be part of the Davion trade is going to be part of the Jimmy Butler trade. So I would imagine the Heat are still looking for an outlet to get Kyle Anderson out the door so they can get under the luxury tax. And if you're under the luxury tax, then you can get buyout guys.
Yeah, that was the other thing. It's going to be a lot of buyout guys. Chris Middleton, you got to figure is going to get brought out. He doesn't want to stay in Washington.
Oh, it's disrespectful for him to be in Washington.
Right. Do you think he's going to a Western Conference team, maybe an Eastern Conference team?
Well, right now he's struggling to play basketball.
He could come off the bench and give you 10 minutes. Milwaukee was asking him to give him Chris Middleton minutes of his prime. He can't give you Chris Middleton of his prime minutes.
He can't be the third option.
He's got to be like the fourth option, fifth option. He can't be the second or third.
That's the mixed bag. We'll take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Gets a little cat talk here, brought to us by our friends at Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, it's the #1 Kia dealer in all of Florida. Get star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online, hollywoodkia.com. Panthers back on the ice tonight, taking on the St. Louis Blues. Focus. Looking to bounce back against the Blues after their loss to the Capitals. 8 o'clock is your puck drop tonight. You can hear that right here on 560 WQAM. Second to last game before they get a little breaksy here for a couple of weeks, except for half the team because they're all from Finland. And so we do have to harbor all of Finland. Kachuk, Forsling, and I think the Sams are both playing on Team Canada.
Yeah, most of the players.
So basically, Sergei Bobrovsky's getting a break.
And that's only because Russia's not involved.
Right. Because Putin's not allowed in any tournaments. Russia's out. Bob gets to take a break. And Verhaeghe. Everybody else, get your ass to the Four Nations Cup. That's where we're at right now, Leroy.
What do you do if you have that time off? Do you take a vacay?
Bob?
Yeah.
He might go on that boat. He might go on that championship boat. Just kick back, relax, and focus.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Paul Maurice. He's been voted as the coach that most players would want to play for.
Really?
Yes.
Who voted? What survey was that?
The players.
Yes, the players. Hold on.
So it was like one of those polls?
Yeah, it was yes, pause, but yes, it was a poll. And Yahoo Sports had it, and Paul Maurice was named the coach that most NHL players would want to play for.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Pretty well liked guy. Yeah, this is from our boy David Dwork of the Hockey News. How about this? Paul Maurice, pretty well liked. His legacy is one of the best at his craft and well established before he ever arrived in South Florida. He had a good reputation for being an amazing post-game quote and a genuine good guy. All those qualities have only been reinforced and cemented in his time with the Panthers. The on-ice success is first and foremost leading the Cats to back-to-back Stanley Cup appearances and winning the Cup last June. With the added attention comes with deep playoff runs and being part of a good team. Maurice's star has never shined as bright as it is currently. In fact, that reflected in a recent anonymous player poll conducted by The Athletic. They polled over 100 NHL players on several topics, including which head coach they would like the most and least to play for on their own. Maurice received 13.21 of the responses, second only
John Cooper
to
Tampa.
John
So he
Cooper
was
of
second.
Tampa
My
Bay.
bad.
Still pretty good, though.
Yep.
But like that look and demeanor when you first saw him come to Florida, you thought that he's so stoic, he's mean, and he's a curmudgeon.
Tobin didn't like him.
Right. And then now you come to find out this guy's probably the guy you want to go chill out, have a beer and drink with, talk anything about life.
I was such a
art,
stupid
anything.
person because, like, how could I like a guy that actually got pulled over in a golf cart, and then there's this guy who's, he's just got it all together. Now, here's the thing, though. When you're Paul Maurice and you're struggling, this is what it is. Paul Maurice comes here, is kind of panned by Panthers fans. If you're not a champion, if you don't have the credentials, a lot of his post-game stuff can sound even-keeled, but it can also sound like excuse making. So now that you got the cachet, it just sounds like he's cool, baby.
Or he's really honest with his post-game quotes. And when you hear them, they seem to be more like explanations as to why things are the way they are versus excuses. And there's a difference. Because the way he delivers it, he's just trying to give us some understanding of where they are.
But I'm not used to that because I'm used to, like a lot of these coaches being gruff. Coaches are usually no excuses or explanations. Spo, you could cut off Spo's arm and be like, yeah, well, I should have called a timeout with my teeth. Like that's their exposure. Like he won't. Yeah.
Or maybe you're used to one coach more so than the other.
Maybe.
Or does he do this?
Yeah. But either way, no, man, he's had an incredible swan song to his career here. It's amazing that he's landed down here. And my favorite part now is when he's not cool and he loses it. That's hilarious. I love it because he only busts it out like 4 times a season. Where he just
when he gets mad on the bench.
just gets furious at his guys. I love that.
Because
Anyway.
it's not you.
That's right. I'm just waiting for you to finish crunching your ice in the microphone. Leroy's like, I'm going to make it real hockey talk right now. I'm going to crush this ice like I'm a Zamboni.
I tell you what, there's another guy who was just like that, Denny Green. He ain't blow up often, but when he did,
woo, let him off the hook.
I remember one time he blew the whistle. Let him off the hook. He blew the whistle and stopped practice. We all came, so we all knew we were in trouble because Denny don't do this. Crazy. What the hell are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Get to the rest of our headlines here, which are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the T1, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Miami Heat, we are a little under 3 hours away from the NBA trade deadline. Just last hour, the Miami Heat traded for Davion Mitchell. PJ Tucker was here, although it's kind of sounding like this is actually just part of all one big trade. This is all just stuff we're learning things by. So poor PJ Tucker.
No, but here's something you have to understand, Tobin. It makes sense because teams were a lot of this experts were saying if any trade's gonna happen, it's gonna have to involve more than 3 teams in a lot of these deals. So when we first hear deals and it's like, oh my God, that's the deal. No, there's other teams that are involved. Some teams might not even know what's going on. They just get involved, like the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
But hey, other teams have to get involved.
But I think the thing that's killed the Heat, or the thing that's just taking time with the Heat is like they're the ones right now where all the mechanisms, because the Heat are trying to get as much under the luxury tax while adding these guys too. So that like really the Warriors are done. The Warriors are getting Jimmy Butler. That's it. The Warriors are getting Jimmy Butler. The Heat signed him to his extension, traded him to the Warriors, and now the rest of the plates in the air are all Heat related. You know, they're the ones, you know, Andy's the one who's probably trying to find all these teams and get it going. And so they actually thought that they had a deal with Toronto yesterday for Kyle Anderson. So now they're like, all right, well, what about PJ Tucker for Mitchell? Sweet.
Wow. They're just getting expiring contracts.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So, okay, if I see that the Miami Heat are getting expiring contracts.
No, I'm talking about Toronto.
Toronto Raptors are also getting expiring contracts. Teams are trying to make a move for somebody in 2026.
Oh, yeah.
Who is the guy? It's got to be Ant-Man. Because I know as much as you want to say, oh, no, listen, Goran could do all he wants. They win championships, and he sees the beauty, and he sees what's out there in Southern California. That Slovenian is not leaving. You don't make a deal like that.
But here's the thing,
to try to keep him for only 2 years.
Look, it might work. I'm not here to doubt LeBron James. It might work. I'm not here to doubt him. But here's the thing.
You still doing that?
It might work.
It might work.
With LeBron James.
But here's the thing.
It's got to be one of the funniest statements I've ever heard in my sporting life.
No. But I'm saying, like, he's still 40.
Hey,
like,
but he's averaging what?
24?
When, Tobin?
I don't know.
He'll never.
Dude.
He's different. That man is built different.
He just gonna say, you know what?
You buy into
just
the
say,
idea.
I retire. He's just gonna come out and say it, and everybody's gonna be shocked.
You think LeBron James, now that they get Luka, is like, oh, I'll play till I'm 45?
Yes, because guess what? Guess what? He can guess. This is what's so crazy about this man, and that's why we gotta respect him. We've seen 4 evolutions of him.
Yeah,
and the evolution that everybody's been saying for him to do as he gets older, he'll now be able to do it.
He's not. He's going to play for 1 more year.
He might play for 2 to 3 years.
No way.
You forgetting Bryce is in Arizona next season.
So
if Bryce plays very well,
it's both sons after how this experiment has gone.
What's wrong with this experiment? They're 10 games above 500.
Hey,
his son is getting
the
banned.
oldest.
So what?
Ball,
His son is supposed to get banned. He's a rookie.
The oldest ball wasn't the best ball.
Huh?
Lonzo? Yeah,
Wait,
Lonzo's not better than Melo.
Dude, he's not getting.
But Lonzo's good, though. Lonzo's way better than Bronny.
Let's say his son is good.
Okay.
So that means that other people would want his son. That doesn't mean you don't. If your son's good, that doesn't mean you get the right to have him.
You do know who still runs the NBA, right?
Dude, come on.
Like, you still do know who runs the NBA. If you guys want to believe he didn't know anything about that deal,
no, you're more likely to be in a scenario where he owns the Vegas team and he ends up in Vegas than you are LeBron playing with both of his sons.
How about he owns the team and then he plays power forward for him?
Owner player? He's gonna be 45 at that point.
And are you really?
Yes.
Toby,
Hey, you want to know something?
Let me ask you a question.
Are you really gonna draw the line at 45?
45-year-old LeBron can't play better than some of these guys in the league?
He can play better, but he can't be LeBron.
Wait, he ain't been LeBron in a while.
He ain't been LeBron since he came
Well,
out
then
of
they're not winning
his
the
mama's womb.
Okay, you guys would admit they're not going to win the championship with Luka Doncic. Come on,
When
and LeBron and some
wait.
pieces?
Hold on.
Come on, dude.
In how many years?
They got 2 years.
Dude, you know their odds moved up to fourth right now.
Oh yeah. It did it with the Slovenian who's supposedly 270 pounds.
Did he look 270 pounds?
No, he didn't. He looks actually fantastic.
Okay. Do you want to anger that Slovenian?
You
want to motivate him?
Hold on. Can I just say, you're going to believe in the Charlotte center that they just got?
Oh, I like that Charlotte center. He's 22 and he's averaging 15 and 10.
Charlotte. Okay, let me tell you something about Charlotte. Let me tell you something about Charlotte stats.
Okay.
Go see
Lunar
Terry
in a
Lucian.
riot.
No.
Charlotte is running a Ponzi scheme right now.
Granted.
They are grifting first round picks from everybody, fluffing up everybody's stats.
But Tobin, if you're averaging 15 and 10 in Charlotte and they're running a Ponzi scheme, what happens if you're playing with capable players on a good team?
You got to be averaging like 20-20 in Charlotte if you're Lunar and Riot. Who else is rebounding for that team? 15 and 10.
Okay.
Kalel Rosetta Benton does that.
Nonetheless, all right. Those teams look like they're going to be financially, they know where their focus is. In 2026.
You love LeBron.
No, I do love LeBron. I love LeBron, but this is about the Heat.
This is about the
Heat. This is about the Heat.
I'm just telling you, Luka Doncic is going to be like, but this guy's old. I get in the hitch wagon.
We said that 5 years ago and he won a championship.
They said that 10 years ago. They've been saying that for a while.
How are you, the guy who hates Aaron Rodgers and is like washed old man? You cannot be seriously sitting here saying LeBron is a championship quality player at 45 years old. That's crazy.
Yes, I can.
In 5 years? Yes, I can say that. He'll be 45. Luke will be 30.
All he's going to do is post up and shoot threes.
Okay, great.
Hey, dude, you're comparing LeBron James to Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, wait. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't do that, Louis. Don't do that. Don't do that.
By my count, though, do they not have the same amount of MVPs?
No.
They do.
They do? 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have championships.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's because Patrick Mahomes wins all the championships.
Well, I mean,
Well, again.
You know.
Again.
But that's not good.
But he only won his last one because Goran got hurt.
Who cares how you got it? I wish I could have got one.
You guys are two in the bag for LeBron. I mean, it's
you're
two in the bag for him. Like, you guys are not being ridiculous. No, I'm sorry. You're being too ridiculous. Hold on. We went to like last. No. Hold on. 2 weeks ago, Vlad, every report on the planet said LeBron James is for sure hanging it up next year. Next year is his swan song last dance. And now you're sitting here telling me he's going to play a half decade more.
Why not? 2 weeks ago, he didn't have Luka Doncic.
Because who cares?
Tobin.
Now wait.
Luka
Doncic. Let me just get this
straight. Wait. You just hate. No, you know what? I'm going to use your line against you. You just hate LeBron.
No, I don't.
When I say that about Aaron Rodgers, what did you say?
Leroy, this is what's weird about it.
I'm sorry. What does Luka Doncic have to do with how long LeBron can play?
Excuse me. If I have he's a 25-year-old superstar,
and
I can play another couple more years because I know that there's no more
They haven't
stress.
sniffed a title in 5 years, and he had Anthony Davis,
What are
who's
you
a
talking
better
about?
fit for him.
They almost sniffed the title 2 years ago. They were in the Western Conference Finals.
And they got smoked.
Okay, they got smoked. Okay, you think they're gonna get smoked?
Dude, they got smoked though.
Okay, they got smoked.
They haven't been close. Do you
Fine.
really think that they could beat OKC?
Nobody's afraid of OKC.
Well, they should be, dude.
No, you know why?
They should be.
I'm gonna tell you why.
They should be.
Nobody would be making all
Shea
these
Gilgeous
moves.
Alexander drops 50 every other night.
That's cool.
Every other night they haven't even had Chet Holmgren.
Tobin, and I agree with you, but I'm also looking at these veteran teams with championship experience, looking at these teams thinking like, Leroy, we all know how the NBA is, right? Isn't the NBA, you got to learn how to lose. You got to get that painful loss in the playoffs. So that's what the Western Conference is thinking.
Hey, Vlad, Tobin, you know why Tobin's so frustrated?
Wants his
Because he's dealing with him.
It really has nothing to do
with him.
It really has no, it doesn't, Leroy. How is Leroy? You're being cloudy, rose-colored
Don't
glasses
be Max
right
Kellerman now.
Dude, come on.
Don't be Max Kellerman.
45 years old.
Don't be Max Kellerman with Tom Brady.
You think LeBron James is going to be a top 10 player? No. You think he's going to be a top 10 player at 45 years old?
He's a top 10
player.
I didn't say that.
He's a
Who
top
said that?
40.
Well, then
I
what
didn't say he was going to be a top 10 player.
What do you think he's going to be?
Top 15.
He's better. He'll still be better than a lot of guys in this league.
Be a grown up and say what you think he's going to be.
He'll be a top 15 player. At 45.
I say, even at 45, he'll find a way to average 20.
20 player.
Sure he will.
Leroy Tobin. You know what's funny about this, Leroy? No. Leroy. Tobin has actually talked about adding 40-year-old LeBron James to this current Heat.
Yes,
roster.
for 2 more years.
So
5? There's a dude in the NBA, Vlad. 5 years ago, Chris Paul was leading the Suns.
Yeah, no, he's not
Dude,
LeBron James.
Hold on, though. 5 years ago, Chris Paul was leading the Suns to a 2-0 lead in the finals. Now he's a Garden Gnome corpse.
And then
5 years ago, Paul George was an All-NBA player. Last night, he looks like Korkmaz.
They're not LeBron James.
I understand nobody's LeBron James, but also 45 is 45. And Leroy, you have never determined that rule.
Wait a minute.
Tom Brady.
When I said that about Aaron Rodgers, all you say was, I hate Aaron Rodgers.
That's my point. You're sitting here going against your own argument.
But Aaron Rodgers was also coming off an Achilles.
Dude, pre-Achilles, you were making that argument.
By the way, he had a great season.
Pre-Achilles. Dude, he didn't have a great season. Please stop saying that.
Statistically.
He had a better season in the second half compared to what a bum he was. Please stop saying that.
4,000 yards for a 40-year-old is pretty good.
No, you can't say that.
Yes,
you can't say he had a good season.
It's a, bad franchise.
Now you're blaming your franchise?
Who else I'm going to blame?
It's fair. I mean, what your owner is putting it in the hands of Madden players?
What are you talking about? The whole league is about Madden players. They just hired a 29-year-old offensive coordinator.
I don't understand
in Jacksonville.
This. You guys have been like, especially Leroy.
No, Leroy can say that. I am a Bron supporter. I am a Bron supporter.
So is he. But there's never been an argument he's made more than Father Time is undefeated. And he goes, and then he's looking at LeBron and goes, he's got another half decade.
But can we put LeBron in the Tom Brady?
Of course,
because they're anomalies. They're anomalies in the sport, and so that's why I said, do I think he's going to play till he's 45? No. Okay,
but the man said it.
I'm saying at 45, LeBron would still be better than a lot of players in this league.
Dude, but like there's gonna come a time, because it's happened even in his Lakers tenure, where Patty Mills is gonna dive onto his ankle and he's gonna need 6 months to recover.
Okay, that's why they got the 25-year-old Slovenian hammer.
The guy who he's like the opposite of LeBron conditioning, though. He goes, brate, calf, not good.
Yeah, but what if he gets to learn under LeBron's conditioning?
Okay. Do you see how Slovenians condition?
It's different when you're in Southern California.
What does that mean?
Ozempic everywhere.
What? He's gonna be sitting there with pufferfish face?
He doesn't care. You can go to Dr. LA.
All I'm saying is this. LeBron is the anomaly to everything.
Of course.
He's proven that. So while I don't think he's going to play till he's 45, I would be willing to bet that at 45, he could still play. That's all I'm saying. And with Luka and not having to do all of the work, who's to say he can't just pick his spots and be 43, 44 years old?
Dude,
you don't want to see it. You know what it is, Toby? I think you know it's gonna happen, that you don't want to see it.
No, I don't.
Don't be a Max Kellerman in this situation.
Dude, you think I know? First of all, he's already dwarfing everything. Like, Kellerman would have been him at doing this at 35. It's like the meme on Twitter that's saying this effery can't go on forever. He's 30 now. Like, He's already surpassed it. Now you're adding another half decade to it.
The man said it himself.
Who?
LeBron, they asked him a couple of weeks ago. He said, if I really put my mind to this, I can still dominate and play this game at this level for another 5-7 years. Guess what? He's got his Slovenian son. Yes, I think LeBron James went to Slovenia at 15 years old and got with somebody and made Luka Doncic. It's just that
you think him and Luka are sharing genes?
Listen, they play the exact same way, except that one is just not as athletic as the other. But they both shade it like they have the same IQ, the whole nine. Yes, the scariest thing in the NBA is going to be Luka Doncic conditioned, running with that man from Akron. Yes,
dude.
Listen, I hope it is. You know what? I know you want Luka because
he's not even my number one, though.
No, but yes, it is. Yes, he is, and no, he's not. Yes, no, he's not because you like Ant-Man, but yes, he is because of the connection with Goran. So yes, he is. Your number one because you were also thinking
he's not my number one. You said my number one.
If he went to Miami and Goran was part of the organization, Leroy, how much would Tobin love that?
Listen, if I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't want Luka, but I think that your guy.
I'm not saying that.
Hold on, your guy's bet is, Luka's never gonna want to leave a 45-year-old, and I'm like, what?
I'm
What are you
saying Luka does
talking
not
about?
want to leave Southern
The
California.
Lakers, not a 45-year-old. The Lakers.
Southern California.
He gave a list of his favorite cities. LA was not number one.
Yeah, he
Who's
also
number
said,
one, Miami?
I love to live in the ocean as well and live in the play for this organization.
Nobody wants to live by earthquakes, dude.
And they want to live by hurricanes?
Of course. Hurricanes are fun. Get drunk.
Wait, what?
Shutters.
Don't you think he's might not want to get drunk? Oh, hurricane. 2 weeks off. Let me drink beer. Brate. Yeah, whatever.
Wait, the accent was garbage, and then you just threw a brate at the
I
end.
don't know. I didn't
That
care.
brought it all together.
It was just the fact that he think, come on, man. I know.
Your argument this entire time has been LeBron's going to be his running mate for 5 years.
No, I think yes.
Like everybody has said, the whole point of the Luka trade is passing the torch to him, and you're like, nah, no passing of torch. Co-torch holders.
Come on, it's Bron, B. What are we talking about? It's still Bron. He's still going to carry
Dude,
the
at
play.
one point, Bernard Hopkins got knocked out of the ring. He looked like Bernard Hopkins. He sounded like Bernard Hopkins. He even kind of moved like Bernard Hopkins. But at one point, he got knocked out of the top rope.
Is LeBron? You think LeBron James washed?
No, I don't think he's washed.
Is he dapping?
Is at 45? Yeah, he's not the same that he was. Like there's definitely nights you can see be like, oh, okay, he's not the same. There are. There are, dude.
Like one night.
You're acting like he's 2013 LeBron.
He's just 28. To me, he's just 2020 LeBron.
Because you love LeBron.
I just like greatness. Seeing greatness.
No one's saying you can't love greatness, but also, at one point, Robert De Niro was doing The Grudge with Sylvester Stallone.
He was great in that.
No, he wasn't. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, if you guys want to go see Billy Currington, got a pair of tickets to give away. He'll be at Meisner Park in Boca at the end of June for your chance to win. Keep on listening. This is a Live Nation show. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm?
Sure can.
YourAccessAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Let me head over to the windowplex. Seems like a very pleasant sunny day. I'm going to go ahead and say the breeze is out of the southeast at about 15 miles an hour, 10 to 15 miles an hour. It is partly sunny, but other than that, a really, really good day. And it's got to be 80, maybe just a little bit above 80 degrees right now.
How do you do, Vlad? Is he spot on as usual? Sounds like you're spot on as usual, dude. Got that going.
Yeah, I was up early today too.
Couldn't sleep with the Jimmy news.
No, dude. Hey,
I'm messing with you.
Y'all want to eat this delicious food?
Oh, yeah.
I got to get at it quick.
Mm-hmm.
They run out. Had to go get my ribs, my wings. Got some hot dogs, foot long, and then I don't know how bad this sounds, but I'm gonna put it out there. I wanted to go to work today because I needed to get over the proper sausage. So I'm probably gonna come to work tomorrow.
All right. See you then, buddy.
Yep. Because I can't. I tried driving all the way down here.
Tell you what, though,
on a Saturday.
Get yourself an egg sandwich right there. They make a good breakfast sandwich.
They do. They
make
good hamburgers too.
Strong over at Proper Sausage.
Yeah. Now they are $27, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah, it's very fresh food.
But all of their meat and their sausages are really good.
I liked everybody yesterday. Like, hey guys, hey. Kevin Love's like, what? Hey, Jimmy Butler got traded. Kevin Love's like, Kevin Love had that itch to go to his phone to make a meme post. Like, oh damn it. I want to get to my Instagram right now. He ended up posting Shawshank Redemption. That was the end of his post yesterday. It was funny. He's had a great run.
Tell you what, he has picked up on since he ain't playing basketball, he has picked up on the funnies.
Oh yeah, you need to do that. Sometimes if you get a new role, you're like, you know what? I need something here. I need to be funny man on the internet. That makes everybody laugh, makes everybody happy. I think everybody is relieved. Like listening to Bam, listening to Tyler, and even Spo was talking about this last night about how those guys, he's like seeing their growth as vocal leaders through all this, and they get pushed into this situation. But you could just tell yesterday, like it was almost dismissive of the trade happening. I know that they nobody was directly talking about it other than Nico because he's super honest, but everybody was kind of just like, the focus was on the game. The focus was on the game. They got clarity. They're in a good spot. They feel good about this, and I'm sure they're excited to get some guys to see what other production they can get from these contributors with Mitchell and with Wiggins, of course.
Mm-hmm. You got some defense.
Yep. Which they needed badly. Ooh. And by the way, can we stop turning over the basketball?
Oh my goodness. What are we doing?
He's 25 points off turnovers yesterday.
My favorite was the throw up to Kevin Love.
He's like Crotty was not having that. He goes, Tyler, what are you doing?
I'm not even jumping for that.
He's like, Tyler, just stop. Just don't.
I think it's it's been a month since I touched the rim, right?
Well, Tyler's done this multiple times. He did this to UD too. Like UD was on his last season. He tried to throw him a lob. And he's like, what are you doing?
Hey, wait till you're 37, 38 years old.
Right. Just wait, dude. Just wait.
As Vince Carter said, it's not the going up. It's the coming down and landing.
Yep. Hurts too much, dude.
Hey, dude.
So, yeah, we got like 2.5 hours left.
Yep.
We got 2 hours and 23 minutes and 22 minutes and 30 seconds left.
We'll
to be
see.
exact.
We'll see if anything else. Hard to believe there's any other big dominoes. I mean,
Fatty McFatty can go, man.
Zion?
I think Patat can go.
Where do you think he would go, though?
I don't know. But if Luka's getting sent because of his weight and all of that, it might be time for
Well,
New Orleans.
he's actually been in shape.
But he's always hurt.
Always hurt.
And they let Ingram go. And they could have gotten a lot for Ingram, considering Ingram was going to be a free agent. And they let him go to Toronto. So they can get something from Fatty McDonald's.
I don't know, though. But the thing with his contract that's interesting is you have outs.
That's exactly.
That's what intrigued me about it. I was like,
I think that's what the Heat are gonna. I think the Heat are making a move for Zion.
You think in the next 2.5 hours Zion's gonna be on the Heat?
Either in the next 2.5 hours and the next 2.5 months.
Can I just listen? If Terry Rozier, if I can get Zion Williamson and Terry Rozier out the door, I don't know. I'll bring Pat Riley an edible arrangement.
How is everybody feeling about Riles right now? It's not sleepy Pat right now. Everybody thinks Pat's awake. Everybody's liking the moves Pat's making.
I don't think everybody's saying Pat's. I think my read on it, Vlad, yesterday was if he would have gotten Durant, people would have declared.
Oh, it would have been
Riley
over.
Back.
Oh yeah, he would have been.
But I think everybody was just like, all right. I think everybody's right now is like they're satisfied. They're not celebrating. They're not happy. There's mixed feelings because of how you felt about Jimmy and then how you felt about Jimmy.
Yeah, because it was weird. It was weird on your. It seemed like people were more on Jimmy's side, and I'm like, he's at fault with this. Like,
yeah, but I think it's so that's why I think like if you would have gotten Durant, even at the expense, people just wanted like a new. They wanted him to pull a Godfather move. I think that would have been back, but I think people are satisfied with this. I think all things considered, the Heat did pretty well and seem to be doing pretty well, and I think that they've added guys that are Spo guys. I think that like that's something that they really needed. It's been really, and especially, in the backcourt with Tyler Hero, you need somebody who can go with these fast guards and can guard somebody and do the dirty stuff at certain points in games, especially when a guy's cooking. That has been missing. They have been missing that. And
notice you guys kept all your intangibles, though.
They did keep all the intangibles.
Notice that, Leroy. They kept all the intangibles.
Wasn't even up for discussion. Like he didn't need to throw no sweeteners, no salt,
nothing,
no garlic,
milk, no cream,
nothing. Cream. You ain't have to throw in nothing.
I can't really argue that. But in fairness,
you got a first rounder.
In fairness, the last time they made a trade, Goran was shipped out for Kyle Lowry. So
no, that is true.
Now Kyle Lowry's making memes with Bam Adebayo, where he's obviously talking about Asia Wilson.
Hey. What? That's what he did. What?
He's sitting there. He's like, yeah, what's up, man? What you got going on?
What? Put it there, buddy.
Yeah. He definitely talking about, I got it. Yeah, me and Agent together or something like that. It's got to be something like that.
I think he's like, what'd you get her for Valentine's Day? He goes, I got her the thing for Valentine's Day.
Oh, what are you trying to say? He's gonna.
You see how they do the grown man handshakes? Jimmy got them doing that.
He's on bended knee.
I think he's popping that question.
You think he's on
V-Day
bended
popping
knee?
the question? Yep. Wow. During the All-Star break.
During the in San Francisco?
No. Well, he's not there, so I think he goes to the All-Star break.
Oh, he just stays down here and Unrivaled.
Take her to some cave in a magical island.
No, she's
somewhere.
playing. She's playing.
What's she doing?
Unrivaled, isn't she?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, dude. I think she's been in like every game.
No, I know, but they have a team down here in Miami.
The whole league's down here.
The whole league is in Miami. Yeah, like
is she playing it?
I think that's the reason why she's been down here as
well
as supporting her man.
I think she just stays down here.
Oh, okay. Good for them.
I think she's got that.
They walked to the game together.
Hey man, she shouted him out in her Hall of Fame speech. So
and gave the love,
the shimmy,
the
love shimmy.
He said, "Hey,
what?
You got it like that?
You got it
like that?
Welcome to the club, my
Low
guy.
Dog is happy for his guy. He goes, all those.
I will say this:
he's been playing well.
He will go down in history, along with D Wade, as genuinely one of the most liked Heat players.
Yeah, because he was drafted by them.
Well, I'm just saying, just his whole like
His
how he
whole
carries
aura.
himself. Right.
But the fact, but it also helps the fact that he was you seen him from the inception,
from beginning.
the beginning, right? So that's
I think
why.
that's I think one of the things that probably, I don't know what percentage of this is, but I do think that there's a little bit of like Jimmy came in and Jimmy did his own thing, and he was a great Heat player, but he wasn't a Heat guy. And there's a little bit of like Bam being like the Heat teacher's pet, like Bam does this, and Bam does that, and Bam got paid.
You see Dave South.
Dave South says Bam told Lowry he can get half off Papa John's. He goes, "That's right, Kyle.
buddy. Put it there, buddy."
That's right, Kyle. Just put Heat win."
That was great. That's a good one, Dave.
Take a break. More on the other side. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Super Bowl week. We got Super Bowl 59.
I can't believe it's Thursday and we haven't even really talked about football.
What do you want to say about it, dude? What do you want to say?
I don't know. I'm
what intrigues
here.
you?
Here's the thing. I've chewed on this all week. And I believe that Kansas City can't outrun Philly. But Philly can outrun Kansas City. Right? Couple of big plays. Boom, boom, boom. Now they running the ball, chewing up all the time off the clock. And then the game gets out of hand. That's not going to happen the other way. That being said, until somebody beats Kansas City, I'm not going against Kansas City. So I'm like, it's a weird analysis of a game, because if I gave you any other sport and I told you that you got the possibility of a team running away with it, that's the team you're going to run with. Except for Kansas City, who plays these close games for fun.
I think the thing that's probably like interesting about it is really that people, I definitely feel like there is Chiefs fatigue. That's definitely been part of it. You know, it's kind of like, all right, we get it. The Eagles are like not like the most lovable team in the world either to like dethrone them. Like a lot of people don't like the market of Philadelphia. Their fans are really annoying. You've said it. Their fans hate their own coach.
Right.
The best part of their team and the most lovable part of the team is easily Saquon Barkley. So
Yeah.
if he ends up,
he's genuinely, it's almost like when you have, like it happens in wrestling, when the best guy goes rogue and then he's a villain, right? Or a bad guy.
They get sick and tired of the face. They get sick and tired of the baby face. They feel like he's been winning too much. So
Right.
that's what it is.
you know what I also don't like about them? You know, it's like,
How can you not like Andy Reid?
well, he doesn't seem to lean into it too much, but it's like with Kelsey and Mahomes, a lot of whining going on with them, dude. Like,
It's not whining. You're
it's
asking them the
whining,
same
dude.
question.
No,
It's like, what
no,
do you
no,
want
no.
them to answer?
They're sitting there like, why are you guys leaning into the refs are favoring us? Like, dude, first of all, let fans be fans. Welcome to sports, right? And second of all, nobody really thinks you guys are cheating. We're just having a little fun, baby.
But
And
maybe it's
annoying. They take it so serious.
But it
Why
gets
are you
annoying.
feeding into this? Why are you feeding this? Like, I don't know, because you guys do seem to get a favorable bounce every now and then.
It
You
gets
just
annoying.
say it is what it is. Like, I
here.
hold up my rings and you guys can cry about it, but they genuinely seem hurt by it. And I'm like,
Can I say this?
You guys aren't in on the bit?
Is that if they didn't win so much, they wouldn't get any breaks. But because they win so much, we all looking at it from that perspective. They're really good. And
of course they're really good.
Here's the biggest thing that makes you believe that this is going to last. They can win games in a number of different ways. The last game was a high-scoring game. A lot of the games during the course of the year were not. And they can play either way. They seem comfortable. Nobody panics because they've been there before. And I think that is the thing. But I will say this. Philly been playing like they've been there before too, so you ain't going to scare them. Jalen Hurts played against this team 2 years.
That's the fatigue.
Played Patrick Mahomes.
That's the fatigue, Leroy. We've seen this is the third time we've seen this Philadelphia Eagles franchise in the Super Bowl in the last 7 years.
Which is probably why it's like,
and this is the fifth time we've seen the Chiefs in the last 7 years.
and that's why the guy I feel best for is Saquon. It's like, yeah, he is new to this. You know, like the only thing is, you know, with the Chiefs, it's like, all right, you know, you guys are obviously the quarterback. Here's the thing: it's like everyone's going to go to this thing where it's like, well, is Patrick Mahomes now the greatest? Is he the GOAT? Probably. I mean, but like no, he's still not Tom Brady. He's got to do this till he's near collecting Social Security. But he's going to be able to do something that Tom Brady never did, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
What if he
Hey,
does everything
Colt
before
said,
Brady?
Leroy, the French Quarter looks like a ghetto, no matter how much ESPN tries to put lipstick on a pig. And I would reply to you with this. Let me take you to the ghetto in New Orleans.
No, you don't want to go to the ward.
And you'd say the French Quarter looked like Boca.
No,
So-
you don't want to go to that.
So
You don't want to
I'm telling you, if you think the French Quarter looks like the ghetto, let me take you to the ghetto.
Take him to the ward.
Then you'll get off of that.
Take him to the ward, Leroy.
Take where I grew up.
Take him to the ward.
Woo.
Take him to one of the wards.
Hey, Tobes,
Mhm.
you would definitely need some non-intangible escort.
Nah, not me, dude. I blend
Yes,
in.
Okay.
Like a
Okay.
s'more? Like a s'more?
I'm charming. I'm like, hey, you guys want this Cisco?
Hey, so you think? Wait, let me get this straight.
Want some bum juice?
Let me think about this. You think
Cisco?
you could just go into the hood with some bum juice in a paper bag and everybody just go like you?
Well, I mean, it is
They gonna
liquid crack.
They're gonna take your juice and your money and send you on your way, and then they'll be even happier.
Nah, people love a silly white drunk guy,
Nah, you a
So,
narc.
hey,
You might be the narc. They're not gonna like your silliness.
No narc is drinking Wild Irish Rose.
Definitely a narc is drinking Wild
Hey.
Irish Rose.
I'm telling you, Tobes, it is. If I take you where I grew up,
Mhm.
first of all, you'll be like, "How did you survive?" Right? It's brutal. But that being said, I will say this: growing up in the 9th Ward, I had 2 advantages. One, even the drug dealers knew who I was, and nobody let me get caught up in anything.
That's nice.
So when you think of like my view of the people that was selling drugs in the neighborhood is a little different than other people,
Mhm.
right? Because they kept me out of that life. The other thing is my grandfather knew everybody's mom and their moms. So he'd be sitting on his front patio yelling at people. Hey, I know what you're over there doing on the corner. I'm going to call your mom. And
Snitch.
nobody would mess with him. Right? It wasn't no, hey, old man, mind your business. He was like, nah, I've been here for 50 years. So I know everybody.
Terrell says you're a broadcaster. That's a narc. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
podcast in the 9th Ward.
No, because I could take you down there where I'm on the wall and you'll be safe.
I see those bits though, where intangibles try and go into areas that are not intangible, and then they cause a ruckus, and I'm like, mm-mm.
Hey,
I'm just saying, I'm gonna mind my own business with my Cisco.
hey. And listen, you know you in the hood when you have a couple of things. One, corner store, right?
Definitely Cisco.
And when you look in all the houses and they got the cages on the windows.
We call those gates.
Okay. It's funny because all those cages were meant to keep people from crawling in your house.
Out.
But then when the fire broke out, nobody could get out their house.
Tony says Florida man fighting for his life.
Nah, dude. I'm like, I could go back there and go to the 9th Ward, go to the little community center. They got a painting of me on the wall. We'd be good.
But what is it like there? Like right now, like they still do big events pretty well, right? Like you think it's still got to be a pretty good party.
It's all away from the reality of New Orleans.
So it's in the tour spot.
Right. It's in downtown by the casinos, by the convention center. You go out to the racetrack when they have the Essence Festival or the Jazz Fest.
But what kind of racetrack is it? Cars, greyhounds, or horses?
Horses.
Mm.
So yeah, that's where my uncle used to take me when I was like 12. We used to go to he would let me make one bet, and I would always bet on the horse that took the biggest poop on the way to the gate.
It's a good strategy.
I mean, I wasn't reading all them numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, my dad let me make a bet. I just went by name, but we were doing this at OTVs.
Hey,
Not like
it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing that some of the stuff our parents would take us through, right?
You believe him?
Your dad wanted to get a little.
Did your dad really do that with you?
Oh no, I'm not joking. Dude.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
Yeah,
my dad.
my uncle. I was my uncle.
My dad loved to gamble. I mean, he raised racehorses. That was his thing. But like, we also went to like the OTBs. Like that's when you couldn't go to the racetrack, you went to an OTB, and that off track betting. And that's where you guys would. And so he's like, he give me a $5. I go to the vending machine. I get my 5 candy bars. We watch the horse. He's like, you want to pick one? You pick I'll go with Skippy. And we bet. But man, when people lost, you saw some good people.
Yeah, that
First
was
of all,
money, baby.
you know what I realized? That when I was growing up, going to the track, I told my uncle one time, all these people look as broke as you. He said, that's why we at the track.
Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Get to our headlines here, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock of the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral. Volkswagen Panthers back on the ice tonight, 8 o'clock puck drop, taking on the St. Louis Blues. You can get that here, 560 WQAM. We are just under 2 hours away from the NBA trade deadline. The only update, they've just started their 3-hour coverage on ESPN right now. Shams is saying that NBA teams are still making, as he puts it, aggressive calls for Kevin Durant. So we'll see.
Kevin Durant and aggression don't go well together, right?
Except aggressive.
It's aggressive tweet. Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know. Like, who is, I'm trying to think, like, what's out there for Kevin Durant? A team that would actually, like.
Wouldn't that be something if the Lakers got him?
Who?
But you'd have to trade LeBron.
Or Luka.
Because don't forget, the same rules still apply with, you'd have to trade. Like, you still have the same cap rules for them. That's what put them in this place in the first place. So. Dude, you got to stop crunching the ice in the microphone.
It's a bit annoying.
It's been your go-to move today. He turned off the microphone like a wise ass.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I've been doing.
No, you had it.
Oh yeah,
no, you had it. We've been hearing it.
Sounding like a polar bear lately.
So my question is,
dogs that likes crunching ice.
Your
dog like crunching ice?
It's bad for them. They mess up their teeth. So I had to quit doing it. I can only give them the ice that I get from Publix, because it has the holes in it.
Yeah.
I can't give them the solid.
The straight cue from the machine.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It's too square or rectangular. Maybe
it's just too hard.
Too much.
Right. Like, the ice that has a little donut, that's the ice at Publix. And usually when it gets a little wet, it's softer. So,
hey, shout out to me, guys.
What happened?
Shout out.
You giving yourself a shout out?
Yeah, somebody gave themselves a tag called "Stop Talking, Vlad."
Oh,
you know what? When you're getting tags of people not wanting you to talk, and little do they know you're gonna continue talking, it makes me feel happy. I'm making it in this world.
Listen,
stop talking, Vlad. You're a fan.
When you get insulted by the chat, you made it, dude.
Oh, you made it.
Hey, by the way.
Yep.
I forgot who put it on there earlier. It's like it called Tobin the Mush origin story. You going to the track with your dad.
He might be right. He might be right. I didn't talk anything going into that Philly game because I was like, oh, Vucevic got me the night before. I gotta shut up.
Yeah. And he didn't do nothing until like the middle of the third, fourth quarter.
I know. I was sitting pretty. And then all of a sudden he Vucevic'd us. As he always does, because that's what Vucevic does. Vucevic. Shmeen says Durant and the Knicks would destroy Tobin. Would make me happy. You guys got any moves for that though? OG?
Yeah, it would have to be. But I don't think certain contracts that the Knicks have can be moved because of the signings.
Aprons.
Right. Because Bridges, it would have to be Bridges or OG, probably Mitch.
But they're not even at that point in their contract yet, are they?
No, they're not. Like, they just signed.
So it probably have
deals.
to be Cat. It would have to be Cat.
No, it can't be Cat.
Cat's having an awesome year.
We're not moving Cat. We're all right. We need it.
You rather have Cat than Durant, right?
Yeah,
Durant don't want to go in the paint.
Durant's like the jilted ex-lover. Like, no, it's getting to the point right now.
He's never happy.
He's never happy. And if he goes to another team, especially a team that has a shot to win a championship, it's not gonna be good for his career. If he ever wants to be the guy that spin around the block and get back with his ex, you know what the move is.
He should have went back to
AKC. Yeah.
OKC, yeah.
They got all the assets to make the move to get him. But
I don't know if they need to do it.
But that's the thing.
I wouldn't do it.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't know if you want 23-year-old Jalen Williams or 36-year-old Kevin Durant.
There's no way I would do it if I was OKC. We're too good.
Too good and young.
So that's the only move, but nobody want to spin around the block, man. You learn from your mistakes last time.
But it definitely is a weird thing. Like to be the Suns, right? And being in this spot where you were doing everything you can to move Bradley Beal to get Jimmy Butler for Kevin Durant, and now the fact that they are even offering, like, yeah, I could definitely. I don't think it's going to happen at the trade deadline, but Kevin Durant sticking around there. I don't
And
know,
that's
man.
the other thing. You know
It
that he
sucks
wanted to be
because once you
traded.
have those conversations
No bone back.
and you don't get traded,
Yep.
now you're back. Like, how can you like?
Y'all
I
both are
know you
giving
got
each
to
other
be
the side eye.
professional about it. I know you got to be professional about it, but still doesn't mean it's any less awkward.
Gonna give each other the side eye. Like, oh yeah, you wanted to get rid of me. I see you.
But the one thing that I could always say about KD, no matter what, he gonna ball. You ain't never have to worry about KD not balling. So from that standpoint,
Yeah, he won't make a stink the rest of the way.
right.
Barry Jackson says, as we reported, the Heat wanted Kevin Durant, but had a line it wouldn't cross. Wendy just reported now that when Miami asked for Durant, the Suns made a massive request of picks and young players. Suns now taking calls on Durant from others who might be more willing to give up the farm.
Nobody's giving up the
Ooh.
phone for 36-year-old Durant.
So wait, the Heat, Phoenix wanted everything. What do you think Phoenix wanted from the Miami Heat? Khalil Ware?
Probably.
No.
Because the way I
No,
understand the way I understand it is, I saw Brian Goins from Heapy put this out, and he said that you could have finagled it where they could have done two separate trades, essentially, where you put Jimmy with Jovic, and then I think they would have done like Royce O'Neal, whatever the salary there is match, and then you could attach more stuff to that trade, and that's how they would have gotten the Heat's young guys.
No, I don't listen. It's been a while since I felt this good about the young talent on this team. I mean, we got to go all the way back to the big three when guys were under 26, 27, right? And so to have these guys, I want to see them develop. I mean, they've never had a team, I mean, since Pat Riley's been here, where they basically hit on the last 4 or 5 drafts. And those guys develop into being that team. In most cases, the guys start getting good and you trade them for a whale.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a question of like, is it, 03, 04 before you made the move for Shaq, or is it post D Wade with like Justice and J Rich and all that? And
Well, Justice and J Rich weren't this good.
No, I don't think so.
Right. But and it's weird because keep in mind, when they brought Shaq in, you already had a bona fide star.
Yes.
So if you don't have that bona fide star and you have guys who just aren't there yet, like Tyler's getting there, but it's still only 1 year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would be reluctant to trade the farm for a running mate when you're not sure of what you have.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Spencer Knight in net tonight for the Cats.
All right.
That just came out. So Young Knight will be taking on the St. Louis Blues. We'll take a break here on the show. Before that, if you guys want to win tickets to see Billy Currington at Meisner Park in Boca at the end of June, be caller number 3 right now to 305-567-0560. Caller 3 to 305-567-0560 will win a pair of tickets to see Billy Currington at Meisner Park. He'll be there with Kip Moore and special guest Jade Eagleson at Meisner Park in Boca at the end of June. It's a Live Nation show, but caller 3 right now, 305-567-0560 wins that pair of tickets. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take guys up until 2 here on the program. And we got a contest for you. The Slam Dunk in Vegas. Travel and accommodations for 1 winner and 3 guests to lovely Las Vegas. Plus $20,000. All you got to do is entering by downloading the free Odyssey app. You log in or you register for an account. And you listen for a minimum each day of 1 hour for your entry. And you can do it every day. The Slam Dunk in Vegas, for your chance to win, just listen to WQAM on the free Odyssey app. Travel dates are March 17th through the 22nd. And when you go to Las Vegas, you stay at the Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas's premium sports viewing destination, and visit the biggest March hoops party at Stadium Swim. It's a national contest. We got a trade. The Phoenix Suns are trading Yusef Nurkic to the Charlotte Hornets for Cody Martin and Misic. And the Suns are also sending with Nurkic a first-round pick.
Jeez.
These Hornets are racking up picks.
They're trying to dump money, right?
Not only they're trying to get money, but it's also there's been a rebirth in the value and the love and acceptance of big men. If you have a big man and you can see that having a quality big man in either conference is going to really bolster your roster and the chance of winning and going further in the playoffs. So
now they're going to go put Nurkic out there for the rest of the season, and he's going to average 20-20, and then in the summer, someone's going to give up a first-round pick for Nurkic.
Right. That's what's going to happen. Or Nurkic might get traded in the next 3 days.
Would you say the big man right now is in the
running back.
Same place as the running back? Right.
Yes. Especially if you're an athletic big, forget about it. They're gonna give up the farm for you. You know? That's why that Mark Williams went for the.
Well, that's the other thing that's funny, because if you look to the Lakers trade, they traded Dalton Connect, who they were kissing his ass early on in the season.
He could shoot, bro.
He can shoot, but everybody was saying, the Heat bleeped up by not getting him instead of Khalil Ware. Well, who's laughing now, huh?
How many points did Khalil have yesterday?
Doesn't matter, dude. You want to know what he did? Contributed to a dub. 13 rebounds yesterday.
Okay.
Favorite for rookie of the year. I still think.
Hey,
that was a good deal. By the way, you were smart on that, man.
Vlad,
shout out to you.
I got in.
Yeah, but you had to be convinced. Me and Tobin had to convince you.
No, I went in with him.
You went in, but you had to be convinced to go in.
Yeah.
I remember you. You were like, what? And then we were telling you what was going on. You were like,
right.
And then you started pondering, and then you were like,
he's still the favorite, plus 135. But not in the Rising Stars game.
But I give T credit. He
He
was willing to understand, listen, and change his mind.
Let me look, because
we've been getting offers.
Oh, how much? Yes. Hard Rock does offer you a chance of the early.
They give you the early cash out.
And
last time he checked,
it was over 400 last time.
Over 400
each person, or just over 400?
No, see, total.
But $10 investment.
Nah, you got to keep it going.
I know.
You got to keep going.
I told him I won't even think about it till
what's gonna happen?
800.
Come March, middle of March, they might offer you the 800.
Possible.
Especially now that they don't have any stress, they don't got to deal with this drama anymore. I think they're gonna play very.
We still keep forgetting the Spo factor.
Oof.
I'm not so worried about Spo as I am voters.
Spo hard body, man.
You know how Spo treat his bigs and his young bigs.
Yeah, that on Spo. You just want to see tall time 2.0 lineup.
All time.
Yep.
Let's see. All right, here we go. Sorry, I had to log back in. It came down a little bit after his 0-point performance. It's about 370 right now.
Oh no, absolutely
370 right now. But we're still pretty. He's still the favorite.
Yep.
We're good. He's gonna have a big one tomorrow night. Got the Nets. He's gonna eat. Get it going. I tell you what, though, if he has a big performance on Monday against the Celtics, that'll get the buyout up.
He's gonna be mostly on the perimeter though.
No, he hasn't been. He's been doing a lot of good putbacks. He's been doing a good job with that stuff.
I mean, he's gonna really have to be all over Lopez.
Lopez.
Wait, when you
Talking about Porzingis?
Porzingis, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, but Porzingis plays a lot more on the perimeter.
Phoenix acquired first round picks in Utah to unload a player. Nice spin job by Phoenix, though. That's what they're trying to say. Guys didn't make that trade to get rid of Nurkic. You guys had that trade because you're like, oh, we're going to get the Jimmy Butler contract. Nice try, Phoenix. Phoenix right now out in the cold. They're like, oh, we wanted action. Oh.
That's just it. You kind of can't. What's funny is you kind of really can't start the trade fodder too early. Because if you start too early, it never works out.
Yeah, unless there's like, obviously like a secret deal or something that you got.
Like what happened between the Lakers and the Mavs?
Right. But no, I'm with you. The patience paid off. I think the patience, paid off pretty well for Miami once all the drama started. Because look, obviously it got to a point where Bradley Beal was like, I'm not leaving, dude. Sorry. I'm not doing that. And that's what kind of nuked everything. So much so that they were even like, oh, maybe we'll move Durant, which is kind of crazy from the Suns' perspective, to be honest with you. But because because Durant strikes me as a dude like, once it's kind of like it's like Jimmy, but like he's not gonna make a stink like you said. But I do think like once you get to that point of, oh, you were willing to do that, rats off a ship. So maybe they got a few more months.
He does it a lot quieter though.
Much quieter stink. Much quieter stink.
And in all his, whenever he makes a stink, he still plays basketball. And that part I appreciate.
Well, what do we do here? Because Jimmy Butler was rewarded for his behavior. In the end of things.
You're the one, you the head honcho on make a stink.
I am. But this was,
until it's your guy.
I understand. Well, look, I knew that it was a possibility for sure. I didn't think it was ever going to get to the point where he was going to actively dog it like Fat James Harden on a court.
It was worse.
It wasn't worse. It was the same. He was probably like, as far as like the trolling and all that type of stuff, but he did get rewarded at the end of the day. He did get his extra 60 mil.
He did.
And
that, wasn't that he could say it wasn't from us.
That's true.
I mean, like my biggest problem with this is the only problem that Pat Riley had with Jimmy was he didn't play enough games. And he got butthurt over that.
He did.
And like, come on, man. Like, yeah. So basically, if he plays 60 games this year, that's the like almost $1 million a game. Come on, dude. And you shoot one-legged threes, and you want them to still give you more money?
What's the most he can play now? What did he play? 20 games this year? So what's he got? 30 left?
Yeah. I say he plays 45 games this year.
Let's see.
He ain't gonna play every game. And that is gonna turn some heads in that organization, because you look at Steph, you look at Draymond, they playing every game.
He's played 25 games this year. And what is it? There's 30 left?
30 left.
All right. It is weird seeing him in the Warriors page.
No, it's not.
It is. Don't tell me how I feel.
You know what would be weird? Seeing him actually play basketball.
Fair point. Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Done a lot of reacting today on the Jimmy Butler trade, obviously. It is finally over. I think Udonis Haslam put it well yesterday on ESPN where he said it's an exhale. It's finally over. Mentally exhausting on everybody. I think you saw that on the face of Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero last night. Oh, I mean, why would Jimmy be upset? He got what he wanted.
2 years, 160, 121, right?
Yep. 2 years, 121.
It's like 47 million.
Gets to play with Steph. You know.
Oh, what's that?
I
What do you call that? Napa Valley.
Yeah, they got wine, coffee,
wine.
You think that big case of coffee is going to stay in business much longer? It's very expensive. I mean, they're open like 3 hours a day.
That's it.
Yeah, it's open from like
it's
like 9 to 1. Like, you have a coffee place that opens at 9 a.m.
Yeah, well, it's on Jimmy time.
I hate when people
baristas.
When people have stores that open up at just dumb hours.
Right. It's like the businesses down here at the Citadel. I'm like, what are you guys open like 4 minutes?
Right.
That's not a Shams bomb. That's kind of been.
They're open at like 12, and then they're not open on Monday.
DeAndre Hunter got traded to Cleveland.
Yeah.
For Karis LeVert.
All right.
Kind of known that was a deal that was.
And George Niang.
Yeah.
In 3 seconds.
Hey, check this out. He is what Zion used to look like.
Look, it was a hell of a trade. It was a hell of a trade deadline. It'd be pretty like Durant's got to be like the last piece where you'd be like, oh my God, this is again, because everything else, like what else could possibly happen?
Well, it started with the Luka, and that just like.
So wait a minute. Now that the Jimmy situation's over, Leroy, is it now down? Is it time to put the rest that Tobin was at fault and is the cause of all of this? And Miami Heat fan base, you can stop.
Because
can stop blaming Tobin for this.
If my mom says to me, "Hey, didn't y'all used to have Jimmy Butler?" I'm like, "Yeah." What happened, Tobin?
That's it.
I'm not gonna accept that. I'm just
You
sorry.
don't have a choice. You listen. You can't unmush yourself.
It doesn't really make any sense though. Like
Really?
I'm not responsible for
When
Pat
did it-
Riley's words.
wait.
This man is an order. What does he
It's
get
not-
paid?
You're not responsible
Hundreds of
for the
thousands of
words.
dollars to speak to people.
You're not responsible for the words. You're responsible for the questions.
I know
And
one
when a
thing.
grown man runs over to somebody else and says, "Hey, this is what so-and-so said," right?
He already knew though.
Oh, okay.
You need to be reminded, maybe.
Yes. And then you pissed Pat Riley off, so Pat Riley was real firm in his comments.
But we know it wasn't the comments. What he was pissed about was money, and he got his money. If anything, Jimmy should give me a cut.
And he was pissed off at how many games he was playing.
Yeah, that's fine. But by your logic, Jimmy should thank me because you said Jimmy was mad at me too. I got him paid. If anything,
You went to Pat Riley, then you went to Jimmy, and right, yeah. And then you ran to the other one to get comments. Comments on.
Run to the other one. They were months apart.
Okay.
There were many other.
So you had it locked and loaded in your holster.
Yeah, I had it locked and loaded. That's exactly what I did. That's what you guys think.
No, I know. We know.
No, that's silly.
Everything changed when you talked to Jimmy and Pat.
That look, man.
That relationship got real frosty after that.
That look is.
It was going to be frosty no matter what. It really was.
Can say that because you're the one that threw.
If I'm at a dinner,
kerosene.
If I'm at a dinner party, and I bring up to a married couple, how when's the last time you guys went on a vacation together? And the wife is like, him plan a vacation and take me somewhere nice? Fat chance. Am I? And then their marriage dissolves into chaos. Is it my fault because I had brought something brewing, or was it already an issue at a front?
No, it was your fault.
It's not my fault.
Wait a minute. Let me answer the question. It's your fault if you already known that the last time they went on vacation together, they had a fight.
I didn't know that they had a fight.
Excuse me.
I didn't know that they had a fight.
When Brendan Tobin asked Pat Riley, "Hey Pat, Jimmy said if he was healthy and able to play in the playoffs, the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks wouldn't have won."
Reasonable question.
Do you feel the same way?
It's a reasonable question.
And when Pat gives you that answer,
that
you
fire
run
shot,
back
that
and go
started
tell
it.
Jimmy, "Hey Jimmy,
I
remember-"
didn't have to tell him. It was on the internet in 3 seconds.
But you didn't have to remind him. You don't need a reminder.
I didn't remind him. He wasn't even he seemed fine. The only thing I asked Jimmy where he stonewalled it was, have you talked to Pat? Have you and your agent talked to Pat? Which the answer was no, by the way. And if anything, I'm trying to be an icebreaker. Be like, you guys should talk this out. It's good. It's good for relationships.
Really?
Yep.
So you think strong-minded Pat Riley,
yep,
and strong-minded Jimmy Butler,
two of the same,
after you asking them questions, they gonna sit in the room and work it out?
You know what, guys?
We already have the answer.
You guys
and that
have,
answer is no.
you guys have your determination on this. I have mine. You're wrong. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm right.
We have the facts.
I was.
Everything was kumbaya till you start asking questions.
Everything was not kumbaya. That's not true. It wasn't kumbaya. It hasn't been kumbaya. And now it's kumbaya.
It's one.
Thank you. Thank you. That was horrible.
Nope.
It's bad. That was bad. Just like
That was
you trying
bad.
to say that.
That was
you
bad.
trying to say that you were not at fault. You were not the root of all of this. You weren't the cause of all of this.
I guarantee if he would have gotten Kevin Durant, no one's giving me credit for that.
They didn't get Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but we won't. Now we're in position. We got flexibility, baby. So when we get Anthony Edwards, you guys better give me credit for that because I set this all up.
Nobody's not. Here's the thing about you, Tobes. No, anytime you call for a whale and they actually happen to get the whale, nobody's ever saying you were wrong. We give you your props. The only problem is you keep on whale hunting at every chance you get.
Yep.
Not true. Not true.
The only time
He's trying to whale with a net.
I don't even want whales. I
You're
whales.
whaling
I
with
like
a
my
net.
team. I like tall time. I didn't want to trade Nico for Kevin
net
Durant.
you picked up, you didn't get the whale, but you got one of them little fish that be hanging around the whale, and so you just took him. Wiggins.
Don't call Wiggins a little fish.
Is Jimmy a whale? Is
He's
Jimmy
a
a
minnow.
whale?
He's a minnow.
I think he's a whale.
He's
No,
a
he's not.
minnow. Stop. He's no whale.
Well, then, I don't understand what your logic is there. So you're saying that we gave a no fish out and we got a little fish back? Like, I understand you're very down on Jimmy, but like, the guy is still a very good player.
This is what I love about having.
But very
people
good
that
in
worked here
being
before.
that dude are two different things.
Look what stunning Steve put. Now we make fun of Tobin because he originally didn't want Jimmy Butler. Is that true, Mr.
Yep.
Tobin?
It's not true.
Leroy,
true. It's
Leroy,
not true.
co-worker of his for the
Guys,
past 7 years.
guess what? Everything Stunt Steve says is a lie.
Why?
He's a pot stirrer.
He
never wanted him in the first place.
Is
The
he a
only
pot
thing I
stirrer?
ever,
Is he a pot stirrer?
The
'Cause
only
he
thing I ever
formerly
said,
worked on this show.
the only thing that I ever said about Jimmy Butler was we were on the radio show one day after the whole Minnesota Timberwolves thing didn't work out. He ends up in Philadelphia. Philadelphia had all these reports about Jimmy Butler's fighting with Bruce Brown or Brett Brown, whatever the hell the guy's name is. And all I said was on the show one time is we may have dodged a bullet.
D. Matthews says your compass is like Jack Sparrow's, is all over the place.
Hey, but you did say we dodged the bullet only to end up with that bullet.
We may have dodged a bullet. May have. There's a difference between we did and may have.
So we didn't dodge the bullet at all because Jimmy ended up down here.
Exactly. But I never said that we dodged the bullet in the first place.
You know what? You throw little words in there so down the road you can escape.
You cast a wide net of fiction to just catch me in anything.
Really?
That's what you do.
Semantic
You
samurai.
are.
Yeah.
No, you know what you are? You're like out on the shrimp boat. You're just like, cast a wide net. Probably Tobin said something. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Defend all words?
That's how you went whaling just now. Ended up with Andrew Wiggins.
I'm happy with Wiggins. He's going to do good things.
Me too.
You don't sound happy with anything. You didn't happy with Jimmy Butler. Now you're taking shots at Andrew Wiggins.
I'm happy that the Jimmy Butler situation's over. I'm happy that we got a wing defender, and then we got another defender to take over for Drew Smith.
I mean, Drew Smith's been, he played like 2 games this year.
No, but I'm just saying that the dude they got is very similar to him.
Well, that's it. That's the show. Jimmy Butler, we'll see you in March, dude.
Who? How packed you think that's going to be?
Oh, this is going to be, it's going to be ESPN or TNT. What date is that?
March 25th. It's not a national TV.
That's my niece's birthday. All right.
Are you going to ask Jimmy a question?
Oh, yeah.
Am I gonna ask him a question about what?
Let me tell you this. So we're going to have, what is it today? February 6th.
Probably not.
You know what's going to happen? I know what's going to happen. We're going to have 6 weeks of no Jimmy talk, right? Maybe mentions of Jimmy. Maybe mentions of Jimmy if you see him doing the Golden State. But the night that he comes back, you're going to ask Jimmy a question.
Probably not.
That's going to end up like the Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul situation.
I don't think so, because here's the thing. He's probably going to talk about his return. If he does, he'll probably talk about it at shoot around, and I'll be on the air, so I won't be there. I'm not going to go wait around post game. I'm not going to talk to Jimmy about it.
Oh, you're not going to wait post game?
I don't really do the road locker room. It's not my thing.
But Jimmy Butler's never been on the road been on the opposite side.
The Warriors Tobin could go talk to him. I really have no concerns about it.
So you basically
I'll go talk to Wiggins. That's my guy. That's my guy, baby.
You'll bring up all the Canadian spots. He's from Canada.
I'll ask Mima.
You want me to ask Mima?
That really is the end of our show, though. We gotta go. We'll talk to you guys.
Mima making the wings. She makes great wings. Great wings.
Andrew Wiggins wings.